And in this day and age...
Did you say that in the competition, or did you say send in a song and we'll listen to 30 seconds of it?
I said pretty sure from the start I said I'll be taking the piss.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You did say that. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Hey, it's my show. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right
Drew's
now.
going to do what he wants anyway.
But it's only my vote.
It's a Gold Coast.
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned.
Oh, Rika. And boom! How are you, Rick's Rocks?
Good, thank you.
G'day, viewers. This podcast is brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill-out drink.
Sit back, relax, and...
I want to say do some magic. and... Laugh. Ellen Briggs, the beautiful Ellen Briggs is back. Her third time on this show. It's I believe it's episode 206.
Wow.
A beautiful Monday night in Burleigh Heads.
Queen's birthday.
Is it?
It is too.
Yeah.
Is
Just not in Queensland, though.
Yes, it is.
No.
Isn't it?
No.
When's our holiday? Did we already have it?
October.
You don't get it.
We have ours in October.
How stupid.
Hey, we haven't
Why
thrown
can't
to you
we
yet.
all- Oh, sorry.
See what happens? This podcast is brought to you by Koala Karma. It's also brought to you by Real Wood Smoked Saveloys.
And Lost
Palms. So now, how are you, Rick's Rocks?
Good, thank you.
You got your 80s kind of sweater
going on, yeah.
over the shoulder.
Well, I was wearing it, but I looked pregnant.
I didn't say that.
So everyone says.
Tonight's a big night. I'm super stoked to have Ellen here. And before we introduce you, Ellen, I'm going to mention it's also the second heat of the GC Lightning Bolt DK Battle of the Bands.
How exciting.
Last week's winner was, it turns out her name was Doozy.
Doozy.
Not Dowsy, like we all said for half an hour. But so tonight we're going to smash into it a little bit later. But now, let's welcome everyone on your feet. First of all, actually, before we do that, I want to say thank you for Mattg for coming in from Mattg Photography. What a champion. Hello to Aaron Brunner. Not Alan. Aaron Brunner from Aaron Brunner Media, who's working the cameras and all that as usual tonight. And who is a celebrity guest on the couch tonight? Not the one, the only magician, Troy Starr. Who just stole Ellen Briggs' over to you. He just stole your watch, didn't he? Ellen Briggs.
Just stole my watch. Hi. Thanks for having me. Yeah, that was some sensational magic. I do love a bit of pickpocket magic. It's the best kind. It's how you make your money.
Wouldn't it be Ellen, you're a comedian, right? Wouldn't it be annoying to be a magician, or is it along the same lines as give us a joke, give us some magic, Troy,
I guess that must happen all the time to magicians. Show us a trick.
Am I on? Am I here?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Just about.
Hello, everybody.
But yeah, you do. You constantly get asked. Oh, you're a comedian. Give us a joke. Yeah. I mean, it's no different to a mechanic. Hey, can you look at my mower?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but yours would be more on the spot, you know. And over to you, Ellen Briggs.
Yay! Thanks for having me.
I'm not going to lie, we had to restart the show. Bloody computers.
Again. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say it again because,
Okay.
you did. This is your third time
in
the studio, and I'm personally absolutely stoked.
Oh, it's always fun.
But we have watched, your poster's been on the wall here for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I've watched
You need a new one.
your social media, and when you first showed me that poster here, I went, this is the greatest. You know, you'll agree, everyone in the room, a poster's like a great poster's like a good album, like a good bit of marketing will sell a show. Yeah. Especially if you're in the game that you're in. Yeah. And that thing there has proven to be it's who you are too.
Well, yes, we're overweight, middle-aged women with really ugly underwear. That's exactly who we are. Basically, that we did when we decided to do the show, we did this massive kind of 3-hour photo shoot, and we did all these really great shots where we looked really good. And then at the end, we were mucking around with those. And when we got the shots back, we went, that's it, that's the money shot. Because it kind of sums up who the show is. And the tagline is, it's what's underneath that counts. And really, when you become a middle-aged woman, so Drew, when you become a middle-aged woman, you'll all of a sudden realise that you have this superpower, and it's called invisibility. You can go anywhere and nobody notices you anymore. Like, I was a really, believe it or not, everyone in this room, I was a really hot young woman and used to go places and get noticed. Yeah. Well, when I did the first podcast,
yeah,
I was a hot
you out.
young woman. And now, never get noticed. I could go in, I could rip off every person's wallet in a room and they wouldn't even know I'd been in there.
I don't believe it.
That kind of, you know, encapsulates how invisible we are, really.
Well, I know you're super happily married, right?
Yeah.
And so am I.
Yeah.
Bloody. But I told you in the first podcast that you are the spitting image, like of my very first girlfriend, Simone
I remember
Tetley.
you telling me that, Simone Tetley.
I know you're a sweetheart, but I get the same thing too. Like, with all this new grey hair that's coming out, like, it just feels like, is that the end now?
No,
is
it's
the
not
bloody
the end. It's
blame
actually
my wife.
it's a really good, I think it's a good time, because you kind of, I'm at that age now where I don't give a shit what people think. I couldn't care less. They can look at me and go, wow, she's gross. I've had dudes say to me, God, you must have been a looker in your day. And then I glass them.
Yeah, so would I.
Straight in the neck.
No, I don't
Gee,
care.
thanks. You don't care.
Aren't you? Not no one's lucky, but aren't you fortunate and lucky that you've got an outlet to?
Yeah.
Imagine the other ladies who are just without that.
And that's why we do that show. We talk about all that stuff. We talk a lot about body image. We talk about getting older, getting fatter, not being relevant anymore, all of that stuff. So whilst it's a comedy show, it really is kind of a little bit of a revelation for a lot of, especially women who come to the show. And dudes, like, they come along and they kind of go, wow, I didn't think it would be this funny, like you're just like my wife, or you're just like my girlfriend or my sister or whatever, and shit, I'm glad I'm not married to you. That's generally what the dudes say.
Do you have any, Rika?
Yeah.
Can I say?
What?
Do you have any hot flushes tonight? You've mentioned this a million times. And
I actually think I'm over that.
Yeah?
I don't get the hot flushes anymore.
How old are you?
I'm 50 in October.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you reckon you've done it? You're
I
through
think
it?
I've done it, yeah.
Because you only look about 30.
Thank you. That's why I didn't know what to say when you were talking about middle-aged women being invisible, because
You're not.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, she. Rika drives me and every other bloke crazy. Like, everyone's got a nice single friend.
But
do we
it
not?
shouldn't be.
And like, I want to set you up with some nice bloke. And
I'm too old.
it's as if Rika, half Asian, got the looks, the skin, and all that. Sorry, Ellen. Right. It's as if, in my personal opinion, she's been bombarded with creeps.
Oh, yeah.
There's a different world in Rika's thing. It's more about the get away.
I think all women have been bombarded by creeps.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
you've
the women
probably
that
been your level of creeps might be a little higher.
No.
But pretty much every woman in the world gets bombarded by creeps.
But even like the dudes that would make a comment like, "Oh, gee, you would have been a stunner in your day." Like, it's like, and who are you to say that to me? It's like, do they look any good?
It's even giving them relevance. I don't really care what they think about me. So I just kind of laugh at them.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be about appearance. Like,
no,
it shouldn't. And it actually puts more pressure on, I think that's probably why I'm still single, is because it's all superficial. Like, they look at me and expect me to be a certain way, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And when they find out that, you're not what I expected, it's like, well, sorry.
Oh, it's just a shame.
No, but that's why, like,
for every man in the world.
But it shouldn't be.
We've seen the videos. You know.
What videos?
Oh
Those ones.
no. I feel so sorry for, like you were saying, Ellen, like the woman world. If we always think, yeah, if I was a woman, just be like, rah. But I'm sure the fact, because no one looks at me. It's not like, you know, we don't walk to the shops and see blokes just going staring straight at you.
Yeah.
You know, it's a constant, an absolute constant in your lives. That would sound like the worst. I was at Bunnings today, right? And I noticed
this Bunnings over here?
This one, yeah, Belly Heads.
It should really be bigger, I thought, as I was driving past.
It's bloody too big.
It's too small, isn't it, that Bunnings?
I can't stand it. Well, how's this for a man thought, right? I don't know if you guys feel this way at all, but this is a classic man thought. I'm buying nuts and bolts. I'm in this aisle, right? And I know it's not just me. I'm choosing these bolts, particularly ones here, and there's a bloke right beside me that wants to get the same in the same thing, and we're both pissing each other off, right? It's more like this bloke. We're never really together. We're these dopey.
Like you wouldn't have had a conversation with him and gone, "Oh, you want these too, mate? What are you doing?"
Oh, that's what we would have done, but we would have to flick a switch.
Yeah, right.
Like this funny territorial shit, and every dude in this aisle is. We're not mates until we go, "Hey, mate." And we go, hey, then we're all in the aisle. We're all mates.
It's like the first dog sniffs the arse, and then it's all cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But until then, yeah.
So, what did I say that? I can't remember.
Don't know.
But I'm talking about blokes, and we're sort of simple and dopey.
Yeah.
In the first thing, so we just stare at women and hope for the best. We could be married happily for 24 years, but if it's a different postcode.
I don't mind, but I don't mind being stared at if it's followed by like a quirky, fun kind of comment, like, you know. But when they just stare at you,
that's
like,
all we've got.
You know what's
hanging
good
out my
now
nose?
though, especially when I'm on stage, and especially if there's young guys, you know, the young. Especially kind of the ones that've got the tats and they're all buffed up.
Yeah.
I make a point of being super creepy with them because once you're at my age, you can be really creepy with young guys and they actually don't know what to do about it.
What do you do?
And this one guy one night, he was kind of, giving it back to me a little bit and he winked at me and he goes, "Oh, I'll see you in the car park after the show." And I had to stop and tell everybody. I just went, "Oh my God. Mr. 19 down here just said he's going to see me in the car park after the show." And I said, "What are you going to do, champ? Show me your P plates?" Like, there is nothing he could say to me that will shock me or stop me or frighten me. There's nothing. It's been said. And he's 19.
Yeah, but I saw your act, right? Do they call them act in Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I saw your hilarious show, right?
Yeah.
But not the Women Like Us show.
Yeah,
It was
right.
yourself, right? And I noticed that once you jumped off stage, I was like, by the way, I'm like, if a lady's playing guitar or doing something, I'm the ultimate groupie.
Yeah.
I sound horrible when I say it, but I love women. Like wow, So to see, it's rare that I would actually see a comedian.
Yeah.
And you just slayed the room. You were doing jokes about your tractor.
Yeah.
And I was going, wow, what power. Because I don't see that much comedy, to see. But here was the weird thing. You got off stage and you went to the bar and not a single person spoke to you.
Nobody spoke to me. No, I know.
It was like, it was really, how do you approach that person?
It's either that happens in two. Any performer will know this. That happens for two reasons. One, they're a little bit intimidated and still a bit like, oh, I don't want her to take the piss out of me. I don't know what
Yeah.
Or she just sucked so hard. I don't even want to be seen talking to her. They're the two reasons, aren't they, as a performer, that people won't approach you at the end.
I found it was like, whoa, what am I going to say to you? Like, it was as if, I could try a joke, but because that's all we've got as blokes.
Yeah.
Is like if you are going to do it, it's like trying to goof in there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, she would have heard that before,
Is that because...
Be creative.
Is that because, Drew...
Do some magic, steal some watches. Damn it.
No, but is it because
Have to keep checking.
because Ellen's funny and she's a chick? Do you find that as a male you feel like you have to impress her with a sense of humour?
Well, no.
Can't you just say, "Oh, I loved your show. It was great."
Oh yeah, but I think it just made it kind of difficult because
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
trying to
sort of
get at.
categorize. Oh, how about this? I think every bloke, if he's in a room, he's like, oh, look at that poor wounded girl there. I could look after her.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like
Got to be the saviour.
I'll be the thing, but you're the king. You're already the queen of the room.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell am I going to say? Like, what?
Well, that was the night, wasn't it, Drew, where I was walking into the gig and in the car park there were these people getting out of the car and one of them goes, oh, the comedian on tonight is the chick. She better be fucking funny. And I'm like, yeah, I know. She better not suck. And he goes, totally. And we walked in and then I made sure I saw where he was sitting. And then when I got on stage, I think it was you introduced me. I got on stage and I just saw his face. He was just in shock for the first 10 minutes. And of course I told everybody what he said in the car park.
What's it like now travelling with Mandy Nolan?
It's great.
It's great. Like a band, I guess.
Yeah. Look, it's so much better. It's such a lonely life being a stand-up comedian because you drive to the gig on your own. You're in a green room on your own. You're on stage on your own. You know, we are still on stage. Obviously, it's not a two-hander show. You know,
And then no one approaches you at the bar.
Yeah, then no one approaches you at the bar. And then you drive home on your own, you know, or you're in a hotel on your own. So it's kind of a lonely life and sometimes a bit creepy. You know, you're walking out of venues where people are really pissed and you're on your own and, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's really nice and it's nice. Our partnership is great. We both have really good strengths and weaknesses. We're self-produced, so we do all our own media. We do our own, you know, I'll stick up posters tomorrow for the next show at Currumbin, you know, that sort of stuff. We both have, and having someone else in a partnership like that for me makes me work harder. Like I'd never say no to anything. I just go, yep, we can do that because it's not only me that's going to be affected, it's going to be Mandy. And so I think it raises you to a higher level.
Yeah.
Mandy's a phenomenal comedian and so her comedy makes me better on stage and she says the same about me because I go on and do an hour before her so she has to back up and do an hour after me. So if I have a particularly good night, she's like, I really got to bring my A game.
Yeah.
So I've seen both of us become much better comedians in the 2 years that we've been doing the show. Well, almost 3 years actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you hear the... I could imagine hearing the crowd as just this, rah, like you're doing the joke and rah, and you're like, you know, the size of the room and the sound of the room, and you're like, rah, and like, whoa, yeah,
yeah.
Like,
but you know,
it's such a science to work out.
My favourite times on stage are often the times when the room is completely silent because I do jokes that have this real tension to them. And they're actually my favourite moments on stage where I have every person kind of squirming a little bit, feeling uncomfortable. Fuck, where is she going with this? And then I burst the balloon and then there's that roar. But it's that time when they're silent that I just go, wow, I'm in complete control here. Every single person is listening and they're... Because when people are laughing, you've also got people talking and... You know, it's all there's a lot of movement in the room, and then you have to refocus them. But when you have them focused like that, it's a pretty powerful thing.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
Pause.
Again?
And
Yeah.
well, I guess it's all, it's all technicality at the end of the day. For we, right, the punter, we see someone funny who's just telling some jokes, mate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But how long have you been doing this for?
13 years.
Ah, crikey.
Yeah.
So you'd be breaking it down, and that's what I mean. I know I would get, because I'm in this cheeseball cover band, right?
Yeah.
And I just the songs I couldn't give a shit about. Like it's if they're dancing, I get addicted to
the energy.
I get addicted to that and the little gags in between and that sort of horseshit. And
that's it. Sort of changes the way I used to write comedy was very structured. You know, I'd actually sit down and write gags. And now pretty much all of my comedy will happen, something will happen in real life, and then I'll talk about that on stage, and all of a sudden it becomes a bit, you know. No, obviously not in a show like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of structured, and that's bits that we know works, you know, that's kind of our gold. So when I'm emceeing, I muck around with that sort of stuff, you know.
It's funnier though, I think, and more organic if you let
Yeah.
let things happen. and then incorporate that
And
into...
it's more exciting.
Yeah, and it makes a different show each day.
Yeah.
Too. So,
Yeah.
if someone happens to be your fan and goes every single show,
Yeah.
they won't get
Doesn't
bored. You never know.
But you also have your, like, you probably have your favourite songs that you sing. Like, you go, I love performing this one. I've got my favourite gags. Like at the moment, I do a joke about bikies on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And people freak out when I do it on the Gold Coast. They all get really scared that I'm, going to get killed.
Yeah.
And
As you do.
Maybe I will. But I'll have fun doing it. And I love that joke. It's kind of it's my favourite one at the moment.
Yeah.
Like every time when I feel it coming up, I'm like, oh, here we go. And I did it one night actually at the Avenue in Surface.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there who afterwards came up to me and said, do you do any corporate work? I'm a lawyer. And he goes, I actually represent a lot of bikies. And I went, yeah, I do corporate work, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I said, that's my only bikie gag. Like, I don't have a whole lot.
They probably love it, though.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't.
Well,
Then they might kill me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, isn't it funny? Bikies, they're kind of going at
They're going out of style,
They
aren't
are,
they?
yeah.
Yeah. Poor
Yeah.
bikies.
I know.
It's because they're not allowed to wear their little coats anymore.
I know, the little patches and the
Their
little...
little matching little
I know.
tops.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw someone with a lot of steroids. What about Mullumbimby? What's the...
There's no steroids in Mullumbimby. Oh, no, actually,
Yeah?
no, that's a lie. There's steroids in Mullumbimby. Yeah, there's a little kind of core group of very big,
Is there?
muscly boys that go to the gym and stuff, yeah.
I reckon if I lived in
They're
Mullumbimby, I'd
everywhere.
go deep in something. You kind of...
Yeah.
How far away from the
Deep
beach?
in kombucha.
Kombucha.
or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd be brewing up your scobies.
Yeah. You know what I did a couple months ago? Have you ever been to the Cabarita Rodeo?
Yes, I've been to
but
that.
I haven't been to that.
Oh.
Is it
I
good?
have been to... Dan took me to... It is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
It made me think of places like Mullumbimby because I was going there going, I love rodeos. I love all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. But when I got there, I realised that there's this whole culture of people
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
legit cowboys and
Yeah.
cowgirls
And
coming out of the
cowgirls.
mountains.
Yeah. Wearing their Wrangler
And I just went,
jeans.
Mullumbimby, you have opinions that part of northern New South Wales is, hippie.
Oh, well, it's very... Mullumbimby is like the perfect example of how the two worlds have collided, we have a show there every year and I'm on the Show Society and I'm very much a part of that old school Mullumbimby farming community. I have a farm myself, got cattle, all that sort of stuff. And they come out like they're out in their Wrangler jeans and their beautiful big shirts and it's fantastic. And you know what? Everyone gets on. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's cool.
Is
But
it 'cause of
there's
the mushrooms?
There's the steroids. Yeah, the cows are all on mushrooms, and I guess then we eat the cows.
I've only had mushrooms once. And but because I'm in Currumbin Valley,
Yeah.
there's kids jumping the fences of my neighbours all the time.
Yeah.
And my yard is filled. I've got alpacas and stuff, so they're filled with mushrooms, but they're all kind of different. And I've even sent a couple of pictures to someone, and they didn't give me the right answer. I'm like,
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I know.
You got to be real careful.
Because some of them are really different.
One bad mushroom, you're dead.
Yeah.
How do you know? Any Mullumbimby
mushrooms-
goss?
No.
Oh, no, because mushrooms can be highly toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of different...
Death
Yeah.
caps and all
Yeah.
that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I do see lots of people. We occasionally get people in our property looking
Right.
for them, which I don't care. Go for it.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
No, good on your tigers.
Yeah.
It actually made... Oh, well, my story was that I took it... Didn't really spin out, but I cleaned the house. It was like a positive experience. Like I actually cleaned... I saw, this place, you know what I mean? I should be doing this and cleaned up my house.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
cool.
it like, yeah.
That's cool. I do that when I get nervous when I'm watching Alex's races. I get nervous and clean the house and just have it on, so I'm not actually watching and I'm just listening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he in town? Can we say his name and his...
Yeah.
Can you intro him?
Yeah,
please?
he's not here, but his name is Alex Briggs, and he's a mechanic in a racing team. So just to fill you in,
Yeah.
So he's often away, and the races are on TV, and I get really nervous when I watch them.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Do
Give me
you-
more than that.
So I'm either crocheting
Come on.
furiously while I'm watching the race, or cleaning.
Come on.
Is that because Like, because he's a mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
right? So is that because, I mean, obviously it's the rider who gets all the attention,
Yeah.
but if something goes wrong, it could potentially be the mechanic's
Yeah, and I
fault?
guess, this is his 26th year doing that job, and it's his 18th year with his current rider. So we've watched that guy pretty much grow up.
Say his name.
His name is Valentino Rossi.
Hey!
And
And what's the
also
team?
Yamaha.
I'm talking the world's greatest, the most iconic.
He's a world champion.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm talking. This is the greatest.
Yeah.
To have a Northern New South Wales Aussie lad,
Yeah.
who's in Valentino Rossi's. That's a personal space, and a, I know teams.
Yeah.
It's very much how you get along.
I guess the reason I get so nervous is because they are very much a team.
Yeah.
Even though the rider's on the bike at that time, and it is all about him.
Yeah.
They very much feel the victories as a team, and they feel the losses as a team.
Yeah.
And he would never blame anybody for anything. You know what I mean? Like it's very much a team, and they're very close.
Yeah.
So I just get nervous. I get nervous that he's going to get hurt. I worry about that all the time. I'm worse when I'm at the actual races. I have to get really pissed.
That Alex will get hurt.
No,
Oh,
that
then
Valentino.
Valentino,
will get
yeah.
hurt. Yeah, I'm not worried about
Yeah.
Alex getting hurt. He's
would-
quite robust.
But it's still, pit stuff. There's something about that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well, they have to wear helmets now. I don't know if you've watched a
Really?
race
Really?
recently. They wear the most ridiculous looking helmets.
Wow.
I the first time I saw him on TV with the helmet on, I was like, wow, that's a passion killer. Do not wear that helmet home,
how annoying for them,
honey.
Well,
So
I
how
bet
long did you say? 20 years?
26 years.
26
This
years.
is his 26th
Yeah.
year.
Wow.
traveling the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah.
Well, I would liken your thoughts for wanting him to do well, because it's just like a comedy show. He's
Yeah.
either going to come home, or the information he's going to tell you will either be a yay or shit, fell flat tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd
Yeah.
feel it for.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Teams are great. Just
Yeah.
like being in your station. You
That's
and Mandy,
right.
you
We-
fight the battle together.
Yeah, that's right. And so when when we're doing a particularly hard gig, and we have done some really hard ones, most of our gigs have been really amazing. Out of those, 85 or 87 or however many we've done. But some of them have been rough, and hard, and for different reasons. The venue might be shit, or you turn up and the sound and lighting is terrible. You have to work against that. Or, really conservative places that we go to. Like we went out west in New South Wales, and I was just at the bar getting a drink before the show, and this woman obviously didn't know I was in the show. And she goes, "Oh, I hope these girls are good tonight, and I hope they don't swear. I can't stand hearing women swear." I just went,
Wow. In Western New South
okay,
Wales.
yeah. But we'd kind of hooked up with a charity to do that gig, and that's actually what we do a lot. Is when we go into a rural community, we'll actually contact someone in the community and say we'd like to raise some money for someone in the community while we're there. And so we'd hooked up with this charity, and the person who ran that charity, obviously all of her friends were there, and they were quite conservative, kind of well-to-do women. So I just went backstage and said to Mandy, we've got to do a clean show tonight. So that's what we did, and they loved it.
Wow.
But, if we had sworn, would have hated it.
I was at the servo this afternoon and heard something. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
it rattled me, because here I am talking about it now. I was at the servo, and this guy was coming out, and he looked like a bit of a young thug, like a bit of a young bikie. For some reason he was fit, bit of a bum bag there, but he was tall. He was like one
Bum
of the...
bags have made a comeback.
Oh,
haven't they?
sick, bro.
They're the
fully
best.
sick.
They're the
Right.
best.
But this is
I've
what he
been
said.
here. Yeah, I love them.
He was walking out as his mum was walking in. He goes, "Oh, Mum," and she goes, "What?" She goes, "You had to spend more than $4 to use the F-Boss, right? Something like that." So put that piece together. The shit that he said to his own mum that the BP that he was at wouldn't take. He had to spend more than $4
Yeah.
to use the F-Boss, and he
that
called
they
them
are-
shit C's. Like
Wow.
just
To
like
his mum?
To his mum.
And what did his mum say?
His mum goes, "Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's
just
smash 'em."
just like that." And then I just stared at her, like, not in a bad way, just kept looking at her going, wow, how did that happen?
Yeah, how does that happen?
How did that happen?
So you obviously don't hang out in Southport at 9 o'clock in the morning near the law courts.
Broke my heart.
Oh
It's
my
like the one thing you
God.
don't say to your mum, or any mum.
So you really haven't. If you go to Southport, because I was doing jury duty once, and so I had to be there, every day for this trial. And the amount of filth that comes out of
Kids.
mothers' mouths in front of their little kids and their parents. So, like, there'll be a whole generation, like 3 generations of a family.
Wow.
And they're all, fuck this, fuck that, you fucking can't get your fucking cigarettes over here.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Shit, every single day I heard that, and it was cringe.
Wow.
Because I think swearing, because I swear.
Yeah.
So swearing done in the right context, I don't mind. But when it's like
It's never
that,
good around kids.
No, and at the top of their voices.
Yeah.
How about this one? How about this one, right? So it's never done around kids, but I listen to so many funny podcasts, and they're always swearing. And I heard this, I hope I wasn't talking to you about it last time, but Chris Rock said the first time he ever heard swearing was when his grandmother was playing a comedy CD, maybe Richard Pryor or something.
Yeah.
And he heard, like, F words. He's like, oh, Grandma. And she goes, it's all right. It's okay if it's funny.
Yeah, right.
And I'm torn between that because my little kids are 7 and 4. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to introduce them to it yet, but it is okay if it's funny as long as you.
Well, and my kids are nearly 18. I've got twin boys, and I don't swear. I don't do the big swear words around them.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, I swear on stage and all that sort of stuff, and occasionally in conversation, but I've never heard them swear.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do. But then sometimes I go, do they? Because, when kids are gaming and they're fully into it, and in the zone, and I'll hear one of them go, oh, frickin' hell.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. He's not
Yeah.
even
That's
swearing
pretty good.
in that intense moment.
Gosh.
They're so straight.
Cracky.
Well, my son, because I swear. So my son swears.
How old's your son?
17.
Yeah, same age.
But but I have taught him, for example, he would never swear to his grandparents. He'd never swear to me.
Yeah.
Unless we were swearing together about something.
Yeah.
He would
Bet those
never
shit
swear
guns
to
down at
his...
the bloody BP.
Any authority
Yeah.
figure, he would never swear.
That's right.
But with his mates and if he's playing
Yeah.
games, it'll come out. So if you teach him properly...
Exactly.
But the scary thing about swearing, I think, is I've heard so many young girls be called the C word and they don't even flinch.
No, I know, it's lost its power.
Yeah.
Because that was a good one. If you wanted to pull out a big gun, that was it. Well, what do you call people now?
I know.
It's a heavy one. Oh.
And you don't know what to feel when someone calls you that either, because it's like, well,
Have you been called that?
I actually have, and I didn't like it.
No, I don't think I've ever been. Well, not to my
I've called
face.
people that.
Yeah, we all have.
I didn't mind it then, but I didn't like it when the role was reversed.
Yeah, no, it's not nice. It is not nice.
No. And I'm sure I speak for every man when we know that's the upper echelon
It's the
of...
big gun.
It's the big one. If you call someone, that's it. Actually,
Yeah.
Bill Burr, oh, God, I keep saying... It's like you were here just last week. But Bill Burr...
I won't remember though.
My let's drink to that.
Yeah.
He's got a great joke about when I did talk to you about this as well last week. He's got a great joke. If you're fighting with your lady, blah blah blah. If it gets so escalated and you call her a C word, that's it.
Yeah.
You're in this room now.
Yeah, that's right. You've moved out.
All that stuff that you said before and all that discussion is gone.
Gone.
You're fighting about this now and how you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's true as though.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, I had a funny thing happen. Oh, here I go. I had a funny thing happen the other day.
Oh.
And I've been wondering, because I actually haven't had a conversation really with anyone. I did a gig, and then afterwards a heap of my friends were in the gig. So I sat down with them and had a glass of wine at the end. And I had been to see the Whitlams the week before. And I was a big fan of the Whitlams.
Yeah.
I still am. Gorgeous. Anyway, as soon as I said I had been to see the Whitlams, I was with this group of about 6 people, and they all came out with Tim Friedman's stories,
Yeah.
oh, I slept with him. Oh, I used to live in a house with him. And they were all really boring stories. Like, seriously, this was one of the stories. Oh, I ran into him in Canberra recently, you know, because I used to live with him, and he asked me if I wanted to go to the movies. And I was like, is that it? Is that your famous person story? Because that's just fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's telling me a famous person story, I want to hear... He asked me to go to the movies, then we got in his Learjet and we snorted coke the whole way to Hoyt's.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then we had the whole place to ourselves, and Francis Ford Coppola himself came in and introduced the movie. That's a story.
I agree.
He wanted to go and see a movie because he had the afternoon off.
I agree.
Why do people do that? Why do they have to tell you that they know someone famous?
It
Why do
is-
they have to do that?
Well, I do it all the
That
time, I'll tell
name-dropping
you.
thing.
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't know. It just sort of comes to mind. I'm so excited by. I've
We
seen
do it a
all
lot
that.
on this show, don't we?
Do you ever go? Do you ever go like, oh, what's that funny thing? It's me.
It's true. Talking
like
about
talking
me.
about you. Yeah, I get-
If you're talking about Mattg, you need to get out and meet Tim Friedman, I think.
What's his hamburger song? That was a great
yeah,
song.
I make hamburgers.
Yeah.
I get all the girls.
Great song.
Great song.
But I make hamburgers, I get all the girls, and I take them out to dinner, and I give them all the world. And if they work, I keep them. If they don't, I keep them too. But I teach them all how to be dirty girls like you.
I wish he did another 20 of those songs.
They're great. They're great. But it was really funny going to see them. You know, he's playing away and all these women were up dancing and we were laughing, my girlfriend and I that went going, imagine being him now. Like, it's been 25 years because this tour was
Did
their
he- what did he
25
look like?
anniversary.
Did he
He
look
looks gorgeous. He still looks the same. But the women that are dancing around his piano now are old.
Oh, yeah,
you know, and
right.
like I wonder if he's going, I'm playing the same songs, but the calibre of groupies is really fucking
Wow.
different now. You know, this is all I can get.
Well, if he's anything like me, and an old bloke told me once, mate, getting old, it just means the field opens up.
Yeah, right.
And I remember that for 20 years, and it's true. Like, because I've often
To
wondered.
a point, I think.
Well, no, I actually disagree.
To a point, and then
I disagree because you actually, I think your attraction, I don't.
Oh, your attraction.
Well, I think-
But maybe the attraction to you might not. That might narrow down.
Oh, 100 bloody
Yeah.
percent. It's there's another joke for you, Louis C.K. Right? He goes, he's talking to his best mate about being married, and his best mate goes, "Oh, you know, I don't think I could imagine sleeping with one woman for the rest of my life." He goes, "One woman? What about you fucking asshole? What about no women?
Yeah.
Like no."
Yeah. What about
It's
never
like,
having sex?
never. I wish I could sleep with one woman for the rest of my life.
The old married joke.
Oh, g'day. Hey?
Boom, boom.
Is there stuff that you go, oh, and you go, oh, the subject's been done before? I don't know.
Oh, I think all comedians touch on the same sort of subjects. You know, flying is a big one. Everyone's got jokes about flying. Some people's gags will be really fantastic and some will be ordinary. There's a comedian called Peter Brunner. I don't know if you've heard of him. Everyone should have heard of him. He's phenomenal. He's probably Australia's best comedian.
Really?
And he's kind of unknown almost, you know.
I've never
And-
heard of him.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
look him up. He's phenomenal. And he does this amazing bit about getting on a plane and then having the pilot telling him the weather. You know, where we land, it's going to be 25
yeah.
degrees. And he's like, oh, well, fucking good one. You could have called me before I packed my bag because my bag's underneath now and I didn't bring a cardigan. You know, why didn't you call me and tell me that? Well, what's the good of it now? You know, like, it's all about thinking about a topic and just coming at it from your angle. Everybody thinks something about something is funnier, you know. And, I mean, husband and wife jokes are always going to be funny to people. You know, Mandy and I both do jokes about being in long-term relationships. But, you know, she's now on her third husband. She's a flight risk. That's what Alex calls her.
Wow.
My husband calls her a flight risk. And I've been with Alex for 25 years.
You bloody show
So I
off.
can
You show
do
off.
some longevity jokes right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I often thought that, I've been with my wife for 16 years.
Yeah.
That I thought, oh, you must get into real freaky stuff. Like, you know exactly, but it's the,
It's the opposite. Well, it's so...
It's so freaky that
it's
you
so
can stay
normal.
over there. Yeah.
It's so normal that it's freaky.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought of something. All right, I came up with. All right, Okay, here's a
Throw it
joke
at
for
me.
you to get into.
Okay.
It's probably been already told before, or a thing.
Yeah.
I thought about the other day when I was at the lights opposite Bunnings, right?
Yeah.
If I was to ever do any stand-up, it would be to do with this stuff. What I feel passionately about is like people who leave the little cardboard thing in the toilets need to fucking die.
The
right?
toilet roll.
The toilet
Right? There's
roll.
two kinds of people in the world: the people that leave the cardboard toilet roll in the toilet, right?
Yeah.
For me to clean up in this shop, right?
Oh.
What are you looking at me so blankly for?
No, I agree.
Am I the
because-
only one?
No,
right,
I agree.
what
I
else?
always
What
tell my
else?
son off because I'm like, they're not going to grow legs and take themselves to the bin.
It's unusual. It's unusual that a man would be bothered by it. I didn't think most blokes
But
even
it's
noticed
this
it.
toilet.
Are you telling me
here.
there's 3 blokes in your house that leave it all for you?
Yeah.
Well, what about if they go to a business? They're going to leave it for me
Well-
as their boss.
Do you leave it for Cody at your house?
No.
You sure?
I even put the seat down. I'm a liberal.
Wow.
I'm a liberal.
I hear the pause.
Like that means
hear
something.
the pause. They went, you bloody wolfer. What else is there? Annoying things. I mean it. A list of your own personal annoying things.
Oh,
Ice.
how
with,
long
with
is
the,
the
with the
podcast?
vibe that these people need to be exterminated from
Yeah,
life. Like,
people that can't fill the fucking ice thing up annoys me.
oh, yeah.
People that can't look around the kitchen and see that there's another 2 cups before they turn the dishwasher on. Every night in my house, it's like I am in Raiders of the Lost Ark going on a quest for the fucking cups that are all over the house that someone's had one sip out of and then gone, oh, I need to get a clean cup for my next sip and I'll leave that one there and then I'll leave another one over there. And if they do put the dishwasher on, they'll leave all those cups everywhere.
All right, so, well, someone's putting the
It's really
dishwasher
annoying
up.
me.
That's a point.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's another one? Okay. Can't merge.
Oh, can't merge Queenslanders. I'm sorry.
Really?
Oh,
The
that doesn't
highway-
really bother me.
You're kind of a Queenslander.
No, I'm not.
Bimby, that's Queensland.
And sitting in the right lane on the highway, not doing the speed limit.
Yeah, that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah, we don't have
really
any signs.
frustrating.
Have you noticed in Queensland, because I used to live in Sydney, it's all keep left, let's overtake. If you
Yeah.
go to Queensland, get on any highway, they actually don't have that sign.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's
Get
So, but
over
what-
it.
roundabouts?
Wait a minute. With the right hand lane thing, that's. Do you get annoyed with because it doesn't really bother me?
Oh my God, Rika.
I don't know. The
Rika
merging thing doesn't really bother me
drives-
either.
Do you
But-
drive slowly?
No, I don't drive slowly, but it doesn't bother me. But I do, like, if I have to turn right, I will be in the right hand lane.
Well, you
On
have
the
to
highway.
be. Yeah, but you're not generally
So we're
turning
talking.
right on
So
a
we're
highway.
just talking
yeah,
like
highway.
the M1. So we're not talking
Yeah.
80k zones in a like built
Well,
up
it's still
area.
kind of the
Because I
vibe.
get a lot of people, and I'll be doing 80. I'm not doing under 80. And I'll just, people do, like, they start tailgating me and,
That's me.
That's probably you.
No.
Well, I'm not going to move for anyone.
No,
if I'm
no.
doing 80 in an 80k zone and I have to turn right and that's why I'm in the right-hand
Yeah,
lane, and the
course.
person behind
Yeah.
me can go screw
Yeah,
himself,
exactly.
is how I feel,
exactly.
yeah.
No, I'm talking more in like 110
And the M1.
zone
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing 100 in the right-hand lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get over and do 100.
Exterminated.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, that was it. I've only got one and a
Okay,
half
what's
jokes.
the other
then.
one? What's the other one you were going to
I
talk
can't
about?
even remember it. That's my problem.
Mine is,
Roundabouts. You said roundabouts.
Yeah.
Everyone
but
gets
There was
annoyed
another
at
funnier
those.
one that I can't recall. See, this is why you're the
Another
comedian.
thing that annoys me is, most of the things that annoy me are about Alex, but when he rolls over in bed, it's like he's been stung by a bee on his arse. It's like this all of a sudden violent movement to roll from one side to the other. He can't just roll over slowly, sleepily, roll over. It's like, ah! And the whole bed shakes.
Does he ever get the shits that his own bed isn't like that hotel in Milan?
No, I think, everybody kind of goes, oh, my God, it must be amazing. He comes home and gets into bed and goes, oh, my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
He's home. He's in his
Yeah.
He can walk around in his jocks and he can eat a bit of toast with Vegemite on it
Oh,
for dinner.
good on him.
Rather than having to get dressed and go out for dinner and all that stuff that we all think is great. Now that I travel so much, I kind of get it. Right. And so I don't make him come out to dinner with me. He used to come home and I'd go, right, let's go out, because I want to go out with him.
Yeah.
And now I kind of get it. I'm a bit of a
Yeah.
hermit myself.
Yeah, is it good?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Sit at home crocheting.
Yeah, and isn't it good? I bet you're
Binging.
so-
Really crochet?
Yeah, I'm a fucking gun crocheter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went
Actually,
to the
I think the
CWA.
YouTube video was about your crocheting.
It might have been.
I think it was.
I do love a good crochet. I'm hooked on the hook.
What do you make?
I'm on the needle. Well, I make blankets, beanies,
Yeah.
scarves, whatever.
Hey, I want to thank you for giving me this wrench
Yeah.
racer cap tonight.
I didn't make that. Well, I kind of made it. We kind of made it. Alex and I made the brand.
I
Why don't you
love
take the
it.
cardboard thingy out?
I know. I actually, I get stoked. Someone, someone's bought me something. It's a really nice thing. So, thank you. Look up wrench racer with a W, of course,
Yeah,
and an R.
yeah. It's Alex's kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yes, and I binge watch on Netflix like crime shows.
Yes.
Love them.
Did you watch
All that dark
what's
stuff?
That, what's that Mexican? The drug?
Narcos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
haven't watched that one
You haven't
yet.
watched that one
no,
yet?
is that good?
I haven't watched it either.
Yeah.
No, I
Just
well,
hoping
I
you-
can't. I've got no time at the moment because. Long story. I won't name drop or anything. Not
Yeah,
that
go
I'm
on,
gonna-
name drop, but
No,
it
it's got
better be
nothing-
good. It better be a good story after you drop that
it's
name.
got nothing to do with it
Jerry
anyway.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. Jerry's just moved in.
Speaking of TV shows, like I love and respect Jerry Seinfeld. Who doesn't,
Yeah.
right?
I think he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I have this this opinion, but maybe because I watch and listen to a lot of comedians on podcasts and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking a good 5-year chunk. For some reason, I'm hooked on these podcasts.
Yeah.
Where the comedians are talking to each other and not telling me jokes, but they're just like yourself, a
Yeah.
funny person.
Yeah, yeah.
I find that a really good person to be around. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And anyway, so now I'm watching the Jerry Seinfeld comedians in coffees thing.
Yeah.
And when it might be him and another, pick a name, like a big comedian. The two together.
Yeah.
It's so awkward when Jerry's like doing a little Jerry gag.
Yeah, right.
It's just like,
See, I actually don't like listening to comedy podcasts at all. I find it really... the one that's really good is Willosophy, which is Will Anderson.
Right.
But he's not being funny. He's actually talking to people about their... He asks them... He always gets to the question, what's your life... your rule that you live by,
Wow.
And it's...
Well, that's good. That's the reason I don't listen to it, because I thought it would just be Will
No,
goofing.
it's not. It's
Oh, that's
not at
cool.
all. And he's a really interesting kind of deep guy who's really trying to... when he talks to people, he's really trying to learn from them, and he has really great guests and stuff. So, yeah, that's a good one, because he's a smart dude as well. He's... And I think some comedians... Probably me as well. You can sort of take over because you have that personality that you don't like silence for too long. So you take over. So, yeah, I don't really listen to any funny podcasts.
Right.
Yeah, I like the dark, gritty ones and the crime ones. I love
Yeah.
it. I love a good, gritty crime.
I was listening to Mitch Hedberg last night. I could imagine, like one of those dry... I wouldn't imagine he would be listening to... Hey.
Yeah. Most comedians are not that funny off stage. Not that
I
funny.
just thought of a great idea,
Yeah.
right? It's Heat 2 of the Battle of the Bands. I feel like we spring a couple of songs on ourselves. We're trying to we're playing the last minute. It's a Battle of the Bands on
Okay.
our show, and it's great that you're here.
Yeah.
Because it's really good that we play the last minute of these bands' favourite song, and we give our personal opinions. Like,
Okay.
he sounds like Creed. That's what last week was really hilarious.
What is wrong with Creed?
Let's get into it if you don't mind.
You
Yeah?
get Creed shit every week,
Ah.
really.
Haircuts, tight pants. I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah.
Are they a Creed Eyes Wide Open?
Sounds like it. Is it? Yeah.
Is that them? Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
dude, there's a comedian, a really good mate of mine called Mick Meredith, look him up as well. He does musical comedy and he kind of does some parody stuff. And
Right.
he does that Creed thing. He's like, my mouth's not open.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
And if someone's taking the piss, there's clearly something wrong in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear the songs.
Let's
I
do it.
love music.
Let's do it, Ellen Briggs.
Let's do it. I feel like I'm on The Voice
So
now.
is this...
All right, now because we've done no study, you need to know.
Okay.
We-
And so is this, can you just fill me in about the competition? Like this is Battle
Okay.
of the Bands and it's your competition?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right.
It's the there it is. There's the poster up there. GCDK Battle of the Bands. The winner receives $500 cash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to Lumberpunks axe throwing at Mermaid Beach, Miami on the Gold Coast. And band photo session with Mattg Photography, the best and greatest low
Hey,
light
that's
photographer in
a
the whole
really
world.
cool prize.
It
for
is.
an
There's more. There's more.
up-and-coming
But wait,
band.
there's more.
Wait, there's more.
more.
Vocal coaching with the legendary Matt Tempin Boland.
Boland, yeah.
And
Matt
you guys know, have I
Tempin,
told
yes,
you?
yes.
Tell you.
A Greasy Belcher video.
A video clip.
A video clip produced by Greasy Belcher and Gold Coast vs. Drew Kruck podcast. So we will be directing and Greasy will be filming and editing.
Hell yeah.
And it's so
Like last week, Doozy last week won the heat. And we came out on the fly. I was like, oh, we looked her up. She's got purple hair. Went, oh, she's so cool. But I thought she'd have black hair. And the song sounded like she'd be coming out of the swamp. Like, you know what I mean? So Greasy's going to make us that video clip. Like,
Great.
the way we see it. Not the
So
way
that's if she wins.
that's if she
Oh, yeah.
wins. Yeah, but
Because it sounds a little bit like you've chosen a winner when you've still got some...
oh no, we chose
Competitors.
we chose the winner for the first
Right.
heat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're doing it in heats.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
But so can I just ask you though, like
Yep.
I'm sure we can tackle the black hair, like we can do that with wigs. The coming out of a swamp.
What?
Is she going to agree to do that? She sounds pretty cool though.
It's our show. She'll bloody do what she's told.
I'm spitting it.
And if she and then she'll be the runner-up if not. How about that? All right, now,
I feel sorry.
are we
for
ready
whoever
for
wins. Okay.
Ellen Briggs? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Our next song from Heat 2 is...
Silencio.
no,
Oh no, what have you got on your computer though first?
where's Schlukenpuppen?
Spunkin. Cactus Dildos.
The band Cactus Dill-DOS, all the way from the
Ah.
Gold Coast with their song
Spunkin.
Spunkin'.
Ah.
Oh, I'm excited. This is a punk band. Oh,
Here we go.
you didn't get that.
Might
from
sound
the
loud
name.
at areas,
I
but
used
we
to
fix
be a
it in
punk.
post. Yeah? You're so sexy, aren't you? Sorry, Alex.
She was a dirty girl. She was from Germany. Oh, she liked it. Don't talk with your mouth full. Don't talk with your mouth full. Don't talk with your mouth full. How many times have I told you that? Don't talk with your mouth full. Don't talk with your mouth full. Don't talk with your mouth full. How many times have I told you that? Hey, Spoonie, Spoonie. Spooky.
There's a bloody trumpet in there.
That was good.
I missed the trumpet.
I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was
You know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
Okay, what did it sound like to you? Ellen Briggs.
Sounded like, it sounded a lot like Sticky Little Fingers and a little bit like the Buzzcocks.
Yeah, you are a punk.
It sounded very 80s to me,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. It's like, it sounds like proper punk, not like what they've been trying to pass as punk.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. It sounds like proper punk.
It does, doesn't it?
Well, they're proper punk people. Oh, I don't know them. Do I?
Do you know them? You know they do know you.
They do know me.
What's the story by Cactus Dill-DOS apart from a name you can just sort of...
Okay.
Come on.
All right, so he went to...
Thanks for the imagery. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no. Well, I know he's like full-on punk because he went to school with my brother. My brother's 14 years younger than me. So he's like, you know...
Are these young blokes?
These are young boys, but...
Doing great old rock and... Okay.
Yeah. And, I wouldn't call them young, like 30-something
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
But when he was in, I think when he was in grade 9, he started showing some interest in punk rock. And I gave him my Nevermind the Bollocks with
Yeah.
the Sex Pistols poster.
Oh, yeah.
I gave him my Dead Kennedy CD, and now he's doing this. and
How
he's
great.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Let's see what they look like.
Yeah,
Ready?
let's do that.
And someone else give us your verdict. Aaron Brunner, what do you got? All the way from Townsville. Monster Trucks. Oh, look what... Oi!
It's all right.
Oi, don't...
Yeah, don't.
Look what happens. Can I tell you?
I just tried.
Did you just... Google image search cactus dildos. What was I thinking?
Yeah,
Oh
right.
my god!
Wow.
I've tried Golgo's bear.
I was so like, I was genuinely
So
hoping.
you haven't found a photo of them?
No.
No.
The
Do yourself
video,
and put
no.
band at
So
the
they
end.
actually have dildos that are cactuses. They do.
Oh, you're perfect. Here we go. Cactus Dill-DOS band. Oh, okay. Well, there's something.
They used to play at the Gold Coast Airport Hotel. quite a
Boned? No, that's not them.
Oh, same members though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just getting dildos.
Or it's,
Oh, that one looks alright.
Maybe Facebook.
Yeah, maybe they have Facebook.
They got.
That's going to be an issue for them with that name, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
They're going to be really
Hey?
hard to search on.
How's Rove going to introduce them at the Arias?
Yeah. Hopefully Rove won't be doing the arias.
do
Yeah.
they have a punk?
I just heard who is.
category?
Someone is.
Who is?
Do they have punk on the Arias though?
Oh, I see, because it's spelt DILL
Oh.
hyphen DOS.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Two L's.
Yeah.
Hang about.
Here we go. Oh, I know somebody that likes them.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, they're... Oh, no,
Okay.
that wasn't them.
Here we go. I think they've got a song called Camel Toe.
Brilliant.
Well, there's the band, flannelettes, okay, old mate, beanies, okay, ticking the boxes here. I just want to make sure they look like the song.
Oh, yeah, they look cool.
I love the song.
Well, you know, they're not traditionally
Oh.
punk looking.
No, well, it's a new wave, isn't it?
Are you talking, when you say punk looking, are you talking like with the...
Like,
Yeah, mohawk.
Yeah, like
Safety pins in your nostril.
Rancid. And... That's my problem with the world now. What happened? Who's that? Is that me?
with the skinny tight jeans and the dog
Is it
martens
Yeah.
because
with
everything's
the-
been done
with the
before?
torn tartan shirt wrapped around your waist.
Yeah.
I think it's sad that because everything's been done before now, if you were to come out with a... Oh, here we go. Thank you, Aaron Brunner. If you were to come out now wearing anything, it's been done before so many times that... Like, if I saw someone in a mohawk now, it's kind of been around 2 to 3 times now. I'd like
look
it,
at
but at the same time...
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
you can update it.
Is that
wow,
a,
it sounds
uh,
like a little R2-D2 playing the trumpet.
Is that Cactus Dill? Look at him.
And that dude's in a satin frock.
He is. Someone's got... Yes.
Because someone's got a cowboy hat on. Look, they've got their own style.
The cowboy's in between.
We'd say that, wouldn't we?
All right.
He's got the headband on.
Oh, we got a stormtrooper on drums.
Yeah, right, they're Star Wars boys.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there is a trumpet. I only noticed now.
Yeah, there's a trumpet. Oh, there's Darth. Is that a, like, what's he? He's out of Star Wars too, isn't he? The dude in
Oh,
that
mate, on
wood-
bass needs a new bass. That's a Warwick wooden bass. It's not punk enough. Come on, man. But I loved it. I loved it. All right.
Okay.
Old mate with a telly. Okay, thank you as a brother.
Yeah, that was good.
All right.
Okay, next
Well, okay, that's the first one. Tokyo Beef.
Ah, I like that name too.
Here we go. Tokyo Beef with a song called Rock and Roll.
Here we go.
Hey, little honey, here comes the sunrise. The rooster is crowing. Oh, what a night! But who's gonna pay for all your gold? Now that now you sold your soul. Rock and roll. Won't tell you where to go. Rock and roll. Won't tell you where to go. We like to rock. Yeah, yeah, we like to roll. We like to rock. Yeah, yeah, we like to roll, 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 roll. Rock and roll. Won't tell you where to go. Rock and roll. Won't tell you where to go. You know, some bands come, some bands go, but rock and roll never tell you where to go now.
Straight after Sprunken, that's kind of like similar, kind of, not.
It is a bit similar.
Isn't it?
It was God Save the Queen.
It was.
Really sounded like God
Yeah.
Save the Queen.
What did he say after that? Rock and roll. Gonna do.
It's gonna touch my soul. It would have been something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That rhymes with soul, rhymes with roll.
Pack my bowl.
There was very good whoever is in that band who's the drummer is a really good drummer.
Yeah?
I really listened to the drums and they were a really good drummer.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
Let's do this if we don't mind. Sorry, Tokyo Beef. By the way, I see that sticker. I see they've got stickers. I see them on the
Okay,
backs of
I'm
cars
gonna
around
Google
town.
them and see what they look like.
Yeah. Well, let's do this because I feel like
you're
we did
onto
it last time.
Hey,
Let's-
we got it. Let's have a look.
Okay.
I thought they sounded like a mixture between the Ramones and Sex Pistols.
They did sound a little punk, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
they? Tokyo Beef.
Tokyo Beef.
I was going to say Johnny Rotten first.
All
but
right.
when
So
you
we're
said
watching on the
God
big
Save
screen
Queen,
on the
yeah.
camera. Oh, what's that? A HQ.
Nice car.
Nice HQ Holden there.
Mushy.
Mushrooms. Oh, straight out of Mullen. Some sort of
Oh,
barrel.
that's the beer barrel fire.
All right. So they got a video.
Bangalow Byron
Oh.
Bay. Are they from down there? Oh,
Okay,
look.
here they go. Oh, look at this. I
Oh,
like them
they're
now.
my age. Aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
That's a pretty cool. So this is a song called Idiot Box. It's on YouTube,
They're nude.
and it's like it's got to be what do you call that camera? Matty G, is that like 8mm?
This is all really
It looks
old.
like an
footage.
old-
It looks like an 8mm. Yeah.
They're
Like
jumping-
the Witches of...
This makes me like
He's
that
not
song a
a-
lot more. Look
Is
at
it
it.
the Blair Witch Project-ish kind of feel? Why is everyone...
Yeah, it is.
Maybe
It
all
is
that
though.
footage is of them when they were young. Because
Possibly.
they're not young now.
Yeah,
Oh, there
you
they
definitely.
are. Look, on the
Oh yeah,
motocross bike. They've had a good
this is
life.
old footage. I love it.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
whoever put that video together.
It is
Okay,
good video.
I like the video, yeah.
can I do this?
But it's not about the video, it's about the sound.
Can I do this?
Or is it
It's
all-
controversial to this show. Can I play a little bit of the band before, a little bit, and then play Tokyo Beef straight away? I feel like let's
Compare them.
quickly.
Yeah.
Little
I
bit.
think that's a good
Just a
idea.
bit. Only a bit.
Can you play more of the first?
Are you ready?
Already let out a bit of,
Well, I didn't hear much the first one, so
Okay.
bit more of that.
Oh, yes. There you go.
Oh,
Thank you.
I missed the trumpet.
Oh, I'm going to play the intro to this
There's no
first. This is the
Oh,
intro
there
to
is
the
too.
first bit. Let's give him 30 seconds. This is Cactus Dildos.
She was a dirty girl.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, I know, but okay. Now let's hear the first 30 seconds of Tokyo Beef with rock and roll.
Good drumming.
Rock and roll. No one say where to go. Rock and roll. No one say where to go. I said, hey,
Moron!
you know you
Potential H bomb! God save the Queen! She ain't no human being. Did you say that?
Oh, my God, it is true. Oh, my God, it is.
God! It is a great drummer. The bass player sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But that, did you say God save the Queen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said
It's a
it as
fascist
soon as he heard it.
regime.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you've just ruined it for me. It's so true.
It still sounds good, though. I enjoy it. I like it.
What?
It's a good band. They're a good band.
Yeah, 100%.
No doubt about that.
All right, let's see if we have another one
Getting
lined
some
up.
good sound out of that bass that you bagged
know-
out.
Oh, yeah.
Last week we had some really good quality bands.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right. Keep it, mate.
Yeah, no,
Keep that shit house
There's
looking
some
bass. It looked
talent
fine
out
to me. But Drew said it looked shit. Not me. I thought it looked nice.
Oh, what are we talking about? I missed it.
Keep talking.
The bass guitar, when we looked at the
I
video.
like the bass guitar.
Yeah, Drew said it was shit. He said he needs a new bass, but he's getting some good sound out of it, so I'd
Yeah,
say keep
especially
it.
in the beginning.
stickers on or something.
Yeah, because you hear the drums and then the bass comes in and it's like, oh, that
Yeah, it's
sounded
cool.
good.
Put a
Yeah.
sticker on it or something. That's all I'm saying.
It's gritty.
You know?
Oh, you're talking about
It
the
looks like a
footage.
Warwick bass, which is kind of like a
Is that a bass
high up
from
finger
Warwick,
pick it.
Queensland?
No.
Wait a minute, Drew. Are we judging their sound or
No.
the whole
No,
package?
We're judging
their
everything.
sound.
The whole
are we?
package.
Their shoes, their bloody haircuts, everything.
Oh, we never said that in the posters or the promo.
No.
Did
No,
we?
I'm telling you now. Because, well, it's more to the beauty of this competition is we're punters with
Yeah,
a
okay.
megastar, you know?
All right, fair enough.
So
It's your show. It's your.
But I mean it. Like, if you were a band or even a comedian, how beautiful is it to receive a gift of just people telling you what they think
so it's the
live
whole
on a
package,
podcast.
though. So I didn't realise it was.
I
the
think
whole
they probably get
package.
told every time they play. As you well know, Drew, from
Well, if they,
playing in bands,
All right.
in pubs.
No, I think it's good. I think it's good.
I think
If I could go back
they're
in time.
both really great. So far. Are
All
we going
right.
to hear the third one
Well,
now?
keep talking for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we know which song it is?
And what's the band's name? The third one.
I don't know what. Because it's going all over the
Oh, no.
place.
Yeah,
It's
while I find the third one, if there even is one, can you please...
Oh, that's what I'm asking. Oh, you were just.
So how about you tell me, so the competition, how many heats are there?
3. at
So this is the
point.
second one?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
so you've just got the one winner from heat 1.
Yeah.
So there'll be 3 semi-finalists. Then what do they have to do to go into the...
Well, apparently
To-
put a
to
sticker
win.
on their bass guitar. I don't know, because this is the first time actually. I think Drew likes to make the rules up as he goes along, which is fun. It keeps us on our toes, so that's all right. I don't know. So I think like with... Oh, actually, I do have an idea.
Yep.
I think we did discuss this. So when we get the 3 finalists or semi-finalists, then Greasy Belcher, who's going to be doing the film,
Yeah.
he's going to come in and be a judge
And listen to the 3.
and listen as well as us,
Yeah.
or whoever's the guest at the
Yeah.
time. And yeah,
Right, okay.
we'll just like narrow it down and eventually
Yeah.
find someone who we can bring out of a swamp. Or
How many entrants did you get?
We've got 12, but
12.
I think we found a couple more in Drew's emails, so there could be a couple more. It could-
Right.
12
Very-
that I found.
Seems very well organised. Competition.
I know, right? It's our first. And you know
I
what,
never
though?
would have guessed.
But as unprofessional as we are, this is what I mean. Like we're
It's
so,
a great thing.
We're so unprofessional. But the people that are entering their songs are they're taking it really seriously and they're giving us really good shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
There's some good talent around.
You know what? Forget it. It's out of those 2 bands tonight.
Technical
Oh, yeah.
issues. You
Well,
might
we-
have to make it.
Ellen, we call this the Australia's hardest working podcast because we all have jobs. Just, you know. So I was doing a big job before I got here. So there's bloody no time.
maybe we
There's
can
no time,
find it. Maybe
so-
we can find a copy of something on YouTube though.
Even that will take me a
We'll
minute.
take
So,
a time. Yeah.
Okay.
Just do it out of the 2.
but they were so close.
Yeah, they were both good.
Well, I know who I'm going to.
I do too.
Because well, I don't like plagiarism. And I like nepotism, so we know who I'm going to vote for.
Doozy. Heat 1. No. Okay, I'm going to say it first, all right? Because I actually don't know these lads. And so I'll put in the first knife, right? But, I'm in a band. I understand how difficult it is to record and put it all together and make a song. And you're right, Ellen, the drummer from Tokyo Beat, great. The bass player sound unreal.
Yeah.
I kind of lost it with the you're gonna hate me, mate, but it was like a very sort of every day of the week riff. Oh, you bastard! What a bitch I am.
That hurts.
Well, I've been working all day. Let me tell you, Tiger, it's tough out there in the streets. But I'm going to give it to the first band, CACTUS DILL-DOS, with Spunkin'. Only because, it's a bit tough. Bit of a trumpet in there. Oh, but then I like the Tokyo Beef video a lot.
Yeah.
It was a much better video.
So what I'm going to say, because I am being a bastard.
But they didn't send in those videos, and that's what I've got a little bit of a. Hold on a second, wait.
I've got an add-on to that.
Because they chose their song, so that's something they wanted us to listen to. As far as the footage goes, there could be better footage out there.
Well,
for
that was a
Cactus
different song
Dills.
we were watching. It wasn't for that song.
But I challenge that
was
point
it?
of view, right? This is what it's about to me. Because like I've been saying in this, I'm in bands, and you don't know laziness until you know you've been in a band. Old mate who does nothing, does nothing. So it's actually what is on the internet. What did we find? What did Aaron Brunner just find instantly? Have they spent a couple of nights plastering themselves with posters and stuff?
God,
Ellen
but
Briggs.
wait a minute.
Have they? No.
No, wait. Because if that was the first original conditions of the competition, I'm sure people would have made more.
Well, what is a band then?
effort.
But it was the 1 minute competition, Drew. Remember, just 1 minute.
Yeah, it was
of
just
that
a listening
song.
competition. You're kind of
It's
changing
not.
the rules now,
No,
Drew.
no.
That's a bit shit.
What is a band to you? Would you like your favourite band if they would look like oh, you're not cool at all, like that's a band. To me, a band is the whole package, like what they're trying to sell to me. And in this day and age,
did you say that in the competition, or did you say send in a song and we'll listen to 30 minutes of it, 30 seconds of it?
I said pretty sure from the start I said I'll be taking the piss.
Yeah.
So
You did say that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm,
Okay.
well, hey, it's my show. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right
Drew's
now.
going to do what he wants anyway.
But it's only my vote. I'm just saying it's my vote. And I'm going to say Cactus Dildos only because of the sound of that song, but I like Tokyo Beef's vibe in the video. And I want to watch more of these songs. Over to you.
You are such a fence sitter. You are such a fence sitter. So who did you choose?
Cactus Dildos.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I take that back.
Your turn.
Oh, I can't. Well, all right. So I'm going back to what I said before. It sounded too. We can choose them. We can choose Tokyo Beef, but I reckon if we do, then Sex Pistols are going to come after us because they're going to say they stole our song.
They're mostly dead.
Oh, don't tell me that now. Really? Yeah, so absolutely Cactus Dildos because... Sorry.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
little bit... I am... there's a little bit of favouritism going on there. I can't hide that. Sorry, guys.
All right, Matt G Photography.
I'm going for Cactus Dills-DOS, whatever. The Cactus Dills-DOS. Although I didn't hear the trumpet, and I feel about the trumpet pretty much the same as I do about the saxophone.
No!
But I told myself after last week that I can't judge an entire instrument. That's just wrong. I can't rule out all music because it's got an instrument that I don't like. So the fact that I didn't listen to the trumpet was probably a good thing, and I'm going to vote for Cactus Dills-DOS.
It's an interesting addition to a punk band, a trumpet.
That's a bit more ska, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
more ska.
Scar and punk in the
But
vibe.
it wasn't a ska song.
Can we listen to it after Alan?
We will, yeah. Okay, Aaron Brunner?
I was going to go for Tokyo Beef, just, some
Oh, you suck.
I was too, Aaron. I was going with the
There you
Tokyo
go.
Beef.
Why don't you guys just hold hands and get married? What did you...
Because, Drew, if you are saying that it's about the whole package, that video it's a slamming video.
You're
and the drummer, that bass, I liked it. I get the God Save the Queen thing, I do get that, but I reckon they'd be a lot of fun in a pub.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to eat my words here because all my crap about what is the whole package of the band, we looked up Cactus Dildos and we couldn't find them apart from a bunch of actual dildos.
Yeah.
And when we did find the band, there were some pretty shitty photos. So hopefully you win it so Matt G gets it. But
Yeah.
well, how are we going to judge this now? We got 2 to 3, 3 to Cactus. But see, this goes against my actual thought.
Well, you got 2 to 3. That means 3's the winner, Drew.
Fair enough.
Democracy.
But hey, I'm putting it out there to
That's
Tokyo Beef.
maths.
But wait a minute. Can I just say something else too? Because everyone's a winner in this.
Yeah.
Because aren't we going to put out... We're going to put out a podcast with just like
All their
a
songs.
Like a
compilation
record,
of
yeah,
sound.
yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
That's right.
How great. And they're getting talked about a lot
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Exactly.
So it's good. But yeah, and some good advice. Update your photos.
Yeah.
Update your
So
Facebook
you're just getting
page
through CACTUS DILL-DOS, all right? Yeah.
by the skin of your prickles.
By your good riffs and your trumpet and your rock and roll. So, okay. Well, that's Heat 2 done and dusted, hey?
Well, that was fun.
How about that, Ellen Briggs?
Oh, that was fun. I wasn't expecting that.
I know. See?
I like judging
Bloody,
people.
hey? Does Will Anderson have that in his show?
No, he does not.
See what I'm talking
True.
about?
Hey,
So where have you been
I
travelling?
like being judgy.
What's your favourite?
No.
Oh, my
goodness.
favourite.
There's nothing wrong with honesty, I reckon, from
Yeah.
from everyone. You know?
Honesty's good when it's not in a nasty context.
It's good. If you're going to go in a competition, you've got to deal with that. Where's our favourite gig?
Yeah, like I know because I'm on your Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
You're always doing a really funny green room.
Yeah. Oh, we've been in some shitholes, haven't we? Sometimes we're not even... Aaron, did you say you're from Townsville?
Yeah.
We did the gig up in Townsville, and our green room was a storeroom behind the stage, like literally a storeroom where all the plates...
Where'd you do it?
And at the Townsville Brothers Leagues Club or something like that.
I've been there.
Plates and cups and... Like you would have seen the photo. I was literally sitting in between... That was our green room.
Holy shit.
And get this, that night, that's probably one of our most memorable gigs because of that, and then because a woman was so drunk in the audience that she pissed on the manager.
Wow.
How do you even do that? But get this,
How
the
is it-
manager
Yeah.
wasn't even surprised and went, "Oh, that happens sometimes." I'm like,
But how did she
what?
piss on, like, because she does...
She had jeans on and she pissed through her jeans and onto the manager's leg when the manager's
okay.
kind of...
Wow.
When you said pissed on the manager, I was expecting... Because, girls can actually...
Yeah, no, she didn't do that. She had jeans on and pissed herself, and it went on the manager and on the manager's foot.
Oh, Rika.
Yeah.
But we can...
But I just can't understand it because.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no. If someone says a girl pissed on someone, you think they're either sitting on them
Yeah.
or they're using
Or they're
that...
doing the
shiwi.
technique. Yeah.
Using the shiwi.
Yeah,
That's what you're talking about. The funnel thing.
The funnel thing, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
right.
Yeah.
Actually, they sell them in Japan. Yeah.
They sell them
little.
for festivals here.
Do they?
Yeah, like Splendor and stuff, so the girls can
Well,
do a wee in the mosh pit.
the one in Japan is in the glove box. It's a gel. It's some sort of powder thing that turns the wee into gel if you're stuck in traffic.
Turns the wee into
Yeah,
gel.
it's the shape, a little wax paper cup that goes like this, but it turns the wee into a gel so you can seal it up straight
So
away
it's
and stick it
like
back in the
what's
glove box.
It's
My
like what's
God,
in
I love
disposable
Japan.
nappies.
Yeah,
That's
that's what it
disposable
would be,
nappies,
huh?
Yeah.
What?
That's
It's
amazing.
what's in disposable nappies.
That's amazing.
No, but
Wow.
we're talking about something totally different. We're talking about
Yeah,
there's
the
like
funnel,
a funnel
I know.
thing.
With a long thing on the end so you
Yeah.
can wee away from
Did I
your
tell
body.
you?
Like a bloke.
Did I tell you what long distance truck drivers do when they need a wee?
No, tell us.
Well, apparently, my neighbour, g'day Rod,
Hey, Rod.
G'day,
you get
Rod.
a
truck drivers.
g'day Tiger,
My favourite people.
bag of speed, thanks. Anyway,
I have a CB radio in my car, so I listen to the truckers all the time.
shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And this is I hear some really great conversations, but
Of
this was the
course
best
you
one.
would,
Two
yeah.
trucks driving together, and I'm pretty sure I knew which ones they were because you can see them generally. You're in range or you've just passed them, and I hear one of them go, "Hey mate, what was that you just hit?" And the other guy goes, "I don't know, I wasn't looking."
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to get on and gone. It was fucking probably a small Hyundai, mate.
Wow.
And the other guy didn't even answer. I don't know, I wasn't looking.
I remember when...
That's cool.
But they're so
I thought you were
funny.
going to say,
That's cool.
check out the triangle on the. You ever heard that one?
Check out the what?
The triangle, the little when chicks are in their skirts and you happen to just get a little bit of triangle, bit of undies.
the undies.
Yeah, it's the golden triangle.
I was really, I was pretty impressed one day. I was driving along and someone said, check out this chick coming up. And I had a BMW at the time. Check out this one coming up in a BMW. And I was like, oh, that's me. I'm not sure if it was. There was probably another
No, it
chick
was.
in a
Of course it was.
BMW, but I pretended
Why
it
do you
was
have
me.
a CB?
Because I want to listen to the truckies.
That's
They're
cool.
fun. But they
Do you know
give
what
you
it's
advice.
actually? Yeah, they do. So
They
when you're
do.
travelling long distances, they might say, oh, there's a fucking massive accident because some dickhead fucking
Yeah.
tried to cross over the fucking... And once you get through all that and you get actually what happened,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you talk to them though?
Occasionally when they ask, is Chindra open? You know, because they're always
Oh, yeah.
asking if the weighbridge is open.
Yeah.
I say no when it is.
Oh man, if they
Just to
only knew
fuck
it
'em
was
up.
you.
No, I don't.
Break
no,
one, no.
occasionally I'll say, yeah, it's open. And they'll just...
Do you have a call?
And they're actually really... No, I don't have a call
Can I,
sign.
tell you what happened? Like, 'cause, the funniest one I ever heard was because I used to do tour guiding, so we used to hear them on the buses, on the
Yeah,
tour
right.
buses. Yeah. But there was this, and remember, this is back in the 80s, so highway patrol cars were yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, like we're going up to the airport, and there's all these trucks on the road, and then there was a Hands small goods truck.
Yeah.
And behind that was a yellow highway patrol car. Anyway, one of the truck drivers has gone on air and just gone, anyone travelling down the Gold Coast, because it used to be called the Gold Coast Highway,
Yeah.
or, you know, Bruce Highway, Princess Highway, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they used to call it. Anyone travelling down there, just going past whatever suburb it was, just letting you all know there's a yellow piece of pork hanging out the Hand small goods truck.
That's funny.
It was, and we just, the driver and I,
Yeah.
because they had, a bus full of Japanese people,
Yeah,
so they didn't get it. But
All their names, like the double bubble, that's Highway Patrol. Kodak is the camera. You know, then you've got Evel Knievel. He's the dude on the motorbike. I know them all.
Break 19. This here's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Big Bang. Come
You
on.
got a lonely whale. They it's funny though when they're all going off, right? So you hear them, like one time we were driving along and they were all going off about some dickhead who'd done something on the road and caused the roadblock, you know. And they're all like, oh, fucking, is it cleared yet? You know, like all getting really angry. And then it kind of went quiet, you know, and Alex goes, you get on there and ask because they'll answer you, because heaps of people were asking. And I got on and said, oh, can anyone tell me if the road's cleared yet? Well, you should have heard them all. Yes, it has, actually. Like all of a sudden they're all really lovely speaking. Like before that, he's fucking I'll fucking smash him. And then
I'm
when
just
I went,
a girl
has anyone
on the
cleared the road?
highway.
Yes, actually it has cleared, yes. I loved it.
A little bit of Romeo serenading.
Oh, they get can you imagine how bored they are?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, can I tell you something? It's exactly the same story. Last night, I was down the Kura Hotel
Yeah.
speaking to a bloke who spent a year between Tasmania and Antarctica is the only bit of land that, what do you call it, a fault line that's grown out of the ocean and created an island, and all the geologists are there. So there's only 16 people on this island and he was there for a year.
Wow.
It's dark for 3 months. Anyway, the story is, so they're all on CB and they hear all the whalers and it's called Macquarie Island, okay? Same story. They're all listening to CBs of the boats going by because it's like one of the only things they can kind of do, even though it's, but there were two got lady albatross scientists there for a year, and the only two albatross scientists, and they were both girls, and a lot of them are blokes. There, so they're on the CB, and every time the whalers or whoever would come by, they'd be like, "Oh, so where are you girls?" Like all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, mate, fishing, yeah," and then all of a sudden albatross girls.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how their minds would have
Hello.
gone, "Wow"?
Yeah.
And they just hounded them and.
That's so
hung around.
sweet.
She's only
though.
3,000 k's that way.
I know. We're so close.
We've only got
that's
fuel
so
for 2,000.
cute.
Let's just try, dude.
Fucking row, Jono, row.
We're dopes. We're dopes.
Yeah,
think
I
it's
love it.
cute,
I love
yeah.
that. And
I
look,
like it.
because I travel so much in cars, sometimes I'll drive 5 hours home from a gig, rather than stay in a shit hotel. I would rather just drive home and wake up in my own bed. And so I'm in those servos on highways a lot. And so I chat to the truckies, and they're so
Sweet,
cute. They might have
yeah.
been in with their shower. They've got their little cosmetics bag that they've taken in. They've had a little shampoo, little stubbies on. Oh God, I love them.
What about
They're
and
adorable.
I wish we all did it. My generation didn't do it. When the truckies get all clean,
comb
they
their
got the hair comb, their little
I
stubbies, and
know.
they look so fresh and
And they smell like Old Spice. Oh, and they're just adorable, and I want to cuddle them. They're gorgeous.
hilarious.
Yeah.
They probably would let me, but I
wish.
don't. I don't ask them.
When I worked in a pub, there'd be always those the same blokes would be there at 10 o'clock in the morning, all fresh and clean, and all they'd walk into the pub and they'd be there all day.
Yeah.
So is your neighbour like that? Is he a cute little truckie?
Oh no.
No.
Everything I said is true. Yeah, no, a sweetheart. Definitely a sweetheart, but he's had a big life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tough truckie.
Yeah.
Long distance truckie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
The big
still a
haul.
bit
Oh, did I
wheezy,
tell you what
aren't
I said? I didn't tell you. They get the shower.
Oh, yeah, you were going to tell me
extended-
about peeing.
You know when you get the shower things that you can take off the wall and shower yourself with?
Yeah, the old rubber ones.
No, I like the
No.
mobile
Oh, yeah.
shower things.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Yeah, the handheld shower.
Handheld shower. Oh, plumber, are you?
I'm like a,
You take
I'm
off.
a thesaurus.
They take off the end. Apparently, it's a common thing. You take off the end. You cut the thing off. Drill a little hole in the bottom of the truck down by your feet, and you tuck it in beside your seat. And when you need a wee, you piss in that.
Oh, and it just comes out on the road.
No, so they
That's
don't have to stop.
ingenious.
Hey?
Good on them.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
See?
How do they keep themselves awake?
Amphetamine.
Yeah.
What did you ask?
How do they
they
keep
go-
themselves awake?
Well, you know what though? Like,
Oh, they have to
So you
stop
said
all the time
something
No,
else.
now.
well, one of my back when I was tour guiding, because a lot of the bus drivers then were interstate drivers that used to
Yeah.
do the local tours when they were on their, in between the interstate driving. And there's this one guy who said he used to pluck his nose hairs
To keep himself awake.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would work pretty good.
I know Mandy, when I travel with her, she has this rubber ball with all spikes all over it, and she puts it on her spine while she's driving, and that kind of sort of massages her and keeps her
Yeah.
awake. I just listen to really
It's a
scary
tough
podcasts.
job.
Do ya?
though.
Aren't podcasts great
Yeah.
for long distance drives?
Yeah. I
They
never
never
listen
had
to
them back
music in
then,
the
though.
car anymore,
Me
ever.
too.
Music kind of makes me sleepy because you almost go into a trance, whereas if you're listening to something that you're really interested in, you're
Yeah.
really alert. But I have kind of got to that, when you're a little bit tired. In fact, one night I was just, for me, from the Chindera servo to home, that's kind of the danger zone because you're really tired and it's 40 minutes to get home. And so I was sort of driving along and I'm listening to this really creepy podcast about this woman that was a cleaner in a Wollongong shopping centre. And she's cleaning. She felt like someone was watching her. She'd said that to her boyfriend, and then she's cleaning one night and all the power goes out. Can you fucking imagine how scary it was? She got really badly murdered, really badly. Anyway, I'm listening to it like going, fuck, this is really scary. The power's gone out. It's like your worst nightmare. And out of nowhere, there was no one else on the road. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. This motorbike came flying past, probably doing like 200 Ks. And the noise of it scared the shit out of me. I was like, no, enough podcast, no. Like, like really scared me.
Yeah.
And I went, I'm going to have to listen to that at home on a sunny day.
Hey, have
But
you said...
even sorry.
Oh, I
but
just
even-
want to quickly ask what the name of that podcast is.
Case file,
Go.
true
Yeah.
crime. Yeah.
No, because I relate to that because I Oh, you're gonna laugh at me. Remember that Steven Spielberg? Is it Steven Spielberg movie, Jewel?
Yeah.
And there's the truck behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, I get the heebie-jeebies
Yeah.
sometimes when the same truck, like whether I go slow or whether I go fast,
Yeah.
it does the same as me, and I'm like,
They're often probably just trying to stay awake, just following your... But we know... See, because Alex used to do truck driving as well. So he, as well as being a mechanic, he would drive in Europe from race to race. So I've spent lots of time in a big truck in Europe
Yeah.
with him. And so... he's also taught our kids are driving now. Like, there's a thing when... if you're driving along on a truck, it's really hard, especially for the B doubles, to see that they've actually passed you.
Yeah.
And so if you flash your high beam a couple of times, they know, okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
go
yeah,
in.
yeah.
And they do this thing with the indicator where they flick it left, then flick it right, then flick it left to say thank you.
Yeah.
And you feel like you've just had this little connection
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
person, You're like, cool.
yeah.
And we've taught our kids to do that, and I've been in the car with them, and they're driving along on their P's,
Yeah.
and they'll do that,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can see them
I
like,
didn't realise they took notice of cars that did that because I know
Yeah.
that the buses and trucks do it to each other.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise that they was. So I'm going to do that from now on.
Do it.
then.
So as
Yeah.
soon as they're past you and they can pull in
Yeah,
to
you
the
just,
left-hand
like,
lane, just
flick
give them
the-
a flash a couple
yeah.
of times because it's really hard for them to see, especially at night, if they're past you or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And that's when they hit small things like
Yeah.
Hyundais.
and it's easy to do.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone really appreciates how hard it is to manoeuvre those trucks with that
Yeah.
length, and all they've got is those the mirrors of like.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Alex once, this is Alex's story to
Right.
tell, but, fuck him, he's not here.
It's like there. All the time.
Alex was
Sorry.
driving in Europe one time and he was going into a tunnel and it was raining and he said he was driving in, and over there a lot of the trucks, they don't have the bonnet, they're just the flat front. And he said to the guy who was in the car, he goes, God, Gary, the steering feels weird, and then they heard someone beeping a horn, like beep, 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 beep. And Gary stood up and looked over, and there was a car sideways on the front of the truck, and Alex was pushing him through the... So he's gone to change lanes,
Yeah.
and Alex
swiped
didn't
him.
even see him,
Yeah.
and he's just spun like that and kept going, and Alex pushed him all the way through the tunnel. There's a little guy in there just on his horn, like, fuck. But if it was dry, he would have gone over the top of him.
But you
just
can
that it was
imagine
wet.
it. It's like you need to walk in everyone's shoes, like
Yeah.
like motorbike
People,
riders.
they do get a
you
bad
know.
rap. They do get a bad
They
rap.
do.
People are always like,
Yeah.
oh, those truckies, they're crazy
Some of them
on the
are
road.
cowboys, but the majority are doing the right
Oh, my
thing.
God. And when you see what they have to manoeuvre through roadworks and from
Yeah.
dickheads when they're stopping going, I'll just duck in front of
Yeah.
that truck.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
So,
mean. Like,
yeah.
little do people know that a 20-ton truck just
They
can't
should
stop.
They should teach
I
people when they're
know.
driving the shit
Yeah.
like that, you know?
Because they teach them about motorbikes now. They should.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. They teach them
Where?
about motor. Heck?
Where do they teach
Yeah,
them?
who teaches them that?
No, well,
Because-
it's in the learner's permit test. Like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
sure.
don't think
I feel like it
kids-
should be on TV. What is TV
I
now
think-
anyway, though?
Yeah, but I
But
think they
it should be
I think it
roundabouts.
Roundabouts. I was going to say roundabouts, bikes, and heavy
Toilet rolls.
vehicles.
Yeah.
Coming back around, kids, like a real
Yeah,
show.
rolling over in bed.
Yep.
Teach them that.
What do I do? I've stopped drinking at home
Have you?
because I know every time in my house it's silent. You know, the kids and my wife go to bed at 9, some
Yeah.
ridiculous hour. Then I'm like 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
which means I'm up, and every sound, because we're in Currumbin Valley, it's as quiet
Yeah.
as your place,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
If she hears me going with my Guinness can, right, it's like a gunshot.
Yeah.
And she just counts them.
You need to buy bottles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Solved, Drew. God, I'm a thinker.
No.
Or just get
Hey?
a keg from
probably-
Pete. And
Yeah, I
have
have.
a keg.
I
Just
bought
drink
a-
vodka.
Can't
A
see it,
little nip.
can't smell it.
Can't see it, can't smell it, can't
Alright.
hear it.
Ideas. So where's your next gig?
Currumbin RSL.
Oh, upstairs or down?
Yeah, upstairs. So we did the show there. We did this Women Like Us show there last month, and we sold out really quickly. So they asked us to put another show on. So 5th of July.
Unreal.
Yeah.
That's not that
That's
far
a big
away.
I know.
room too.
Yeah.
What, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got this month off because Mandy's overseas. She's in Europe at the moment. So it's just all kind of media and getting ready. And then we get slammed in July. We're going on a comedy cruise.
Cool.
Which I've been resisting for some years. They've been trying to get me to go on a cruise because they have comedians on and magicians,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
those fuckwits. I'm sorry.
Is he going to hear this? He probably won't listen.
He's not going to listen,
He's a mate
especially
of
not
mine.
up until now.
No mates of mine listen to anything I do.
And I've kind of resisted it because I don't like being around people for too long. But anyway, we're going. I just went, okay, I'll go if Mandy's going. And
Right.
so, because I've got a buddy there, you know.
Yeah.
But where's it leaving from?
It leaves from Brisbane and it sails to fucking nowhere and then comes back. So it
Okay.
just does a big U-turn and then comes back. 3
Okay.
days.
Oh, 3 days. That's all right.
It'll be all right.
So
3
you can
days.
hide
Are you
for long
going-
enough.
Yeah, I can be in my room and I can read and.
So, you're
write
not
and-
going as the entertainment?
Yeah.
You are going as the
Yeah,
entertainment?
yeah. So I'll just
Oh,
come
wow.
out and do my bit and then go back to
Yeah.
my room and use a lot of hand sanitizer because those big, you know, you
Yeah.
see it on the news where everybody gets diarrhea and
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
shits. Fuck. Oh, anyway, we do that. We do Currumbin. Then we go Laurieton, Foster down New South Wales, Woolgoolga, Sydney. Yeah.
Wow.
And then Tasmania. Like it's all sort of happening after that. But yeah, Currumbin in this area. And we always have a great time up there. It's a really good crowd up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
I
You
might
know
take
what?
my
That's got to be
daughter.
like a 2.
Yeah. How old's your daughter?
26.
She'd love it.
Yeah, and she lives in Tugun. So
Yeah.
she's,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
got to be 300 people room, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 300. That's what we... And
Wow.
it's
That's
actually,
nothing to you guys. I've seen
it's
your...
a little bit of a weird room because it's very long and skinny, so we actually have to have... We have live footage of us as well at the same time. Like while we're... There's like a big screen of us next to us because the people up the back...
Yeah.
You know, in comedy you have to be seen and heard, and it's kind of... Sometimes it's just those little facial expressions that you need people to see. So, yeah, our giant heads are on a
Yeah.
screen next to us.
Yeah.
Currumbin, which...
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. So
Yeah,
do you,
it's cool.
Actually, okay, do you have crew? Do the people set this up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have roadies?
Yeah. well, roadies.
Do they
what
have,
they don't
like,
have to care. We do
black
have
bandanas and
we have a
and what pseudo echo shirts and 20 keys hanging off their stubbies.
and their ass crack showing. That's a requirement. Thanks very much. We have a girl called Linda who's kind of like she's, I guess, I don't know, our assistant. So she does the door and she sells our books because we wrote a book this year as well. So she sells our books and our merch and that sort of stuff at the end.
You should have brought a copy in. We could have.
I have got a copy in my bag.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Oh, show it.
I'll give it to you. You can have it.
Unreal. Let's get that on
This
the
is
big
actually
screen.
because I've run out of the real one. So this was the original one, which is the cover is actually yellow in the real one. But that's like, so when you publish a book, they
Oh,
give
yeah,
you they
I've
give you
seen
like
this.
an unedited copy first, and then they
Look at me.
yeah, there it is. Women
Right.
like us.
Hang on.
Look at us looking so happy.
Unreal.
It's really good. The book has been received really well. We've had lots of good reviews and stuff, so you guys can have that one.
Really? No.
Yeah, what's that in there though?
$50.
Buonasera. Hang on a minute. Briggs. It's
Oh, that's the one Alex
Alex's-
took away.
It's can I say? Oh, can you say?
Yeah.
He was flying to Santiago, Buenos Aires.
So that would have been when he did the Argentinian race. not
Can I
long
keep
ago.
that? Can I put that on the wall?
Yeah, keep that.
No shit.
I can see where he got up to and then just went, fuck this. I'm not reading anymore.
What's a el hooker?
So, yes, we have Linda who does that. We have Louis who is our sound and lighting guy. What's that?
Google.
Is that your timer?
Hey Google. Who is Valentino Rossi?
What's happening?
Who said that? Hey Google.
Is she hooked up properly?
I don't know. It's
Wow.
one of those.
She's helped us out quite a bit, but Maddie hates her.
Hey,
I don't even know what that is.
how did you? Oh, there. Yeah. I'll show you.
So
after
it's
the show.
like when you Google search something.
anything
But you can just say it.
You can
Yeah.
say it, and she'll give you
from different
like,
rooms in the
Wow.
house.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit freaky.
Everything. I say, hey Google, good morning. And go, good morning, Drew. It's 25 minutes to
Oh,
to get to work.
That's like that movie of when, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix, wasn't it? Fell in love with Scarlett Johansson. She was the voice of the person. What was that called? What was that movie? Her.
Really?
Her or she or
I love
something?
her. I love Scarlett. What's the name?
Well, she was the voice of something like this in his phone, and he fell in love with her and kind of got creepy, and it was weird.
I'm going to see
It's a
that.
good movie.
Yeah.
You never saw her in it. You only heard her voice.
Hey, did you? I know where. Did you write the book? How do
Yeah.
you do that? Like,
Yeah, well, you put letters together and they make words,
Okay.
and then the words make sentences.
so you've got. Look
They
at this.
become paragraphs.
But do you have a? Did
No,
you have
so
an
the way we
editor?
wrote it, yeah. So the way we wrote it, Mandy and I wrote sort of a chapter each, you know. So our process, I'll shorten it because it's probably a bit boring unless you want to write a book, but we sat down and went, okay, if we want to write a book that's 60,000 words, how many chapters will that be? Let's divide it up.
Oh, so it's like doing an essay.
Yeah, what type of things do you want to talk about? And we kind of workshopped things, and there's topics in there that we both wanted to talk about, so we both wrote on that paragraph.
To get started, download the Google Home app.
She's a bit slow today, isn't she?
But then because we've lived very different lives, Mandy and I, you know, so we've both written a chapter, for example, on our birth stories, you know, and they're very different. So
I love the expression.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, see, that's from the same photo shoot. It's just the money shot.
See,
So yeah, it's gone really well, and the book launch kind of killed me a bit because when you do stand up, you're kind of at this level with what you're giving people. You control what you give them. You control what the audience knows about you. You control what you're feeling and what they feel. But when you write a book, you obviously have to go a bit deeper because a book at that level would be a really fucked book. You know what I mean? Just a book that's funny all the way through would be kind of boring. You know, a book needs to kind of have waves and dips, and it has to keep you interested. You have to kind of see more facets of the person. So when you write a book, you're kind of at this level. So there's a couple of really deep sort of chapters in there. Like I have a mother who's dying, and I have a really strange relationship with her. and it's about reconciling when you've had a very difficult relationship with someone to now see them, you know, she's like a vegetable now, and you know, that sort of stuff.
Right.
And the guilt I feel and the shame based around that. You know, I've written about that, and that's really hard to talk about.
That might be a trigger thing for me, because my dad's got dementia.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I'll wait till he's dead and
And
then
then
I'll read
there's,
it.
no, it'd be fine. You probably
Yeah?
appreciate it.
Okay.
It's not mean. I'm not being mean about her. It's just more about my feelings about
Oh,
what's
no,
going
yeah.
on.
I wouldn't think that
And
you would
Mandy,
mean,
Mandy has a daughter with a serious mental illness, and so she wrote about that and about navigating, you know, the mental health system when you have somebody like that, you know. And, you know, she has a different perspective. Like I said, she's had 3 husbands, so her take on love and marriage is very different to mine. You know, I've been with the same guy for 25 years. So the book launches where we had to talk about what was in the book like that, and people were asking us questions, kind of, I felt a little bit exposed, you know, like I was kind of going home at night feeling like there was nothing left of me. It was really hard for me. Mandy's really great with that. Like she's like the show woman. She does it all. She can handle that. And she's written 3 books before, so she's kind of been through it before, whereas I haven't done it. So it was a different experience for me. Yeah.
I can imagine how hard that would be. Technically, too, as a comedian, to go, oh, you know, I want to put on some front, but this is me down, you know.
Yeah.
But because there were 2 of you writing together, I have to ask, did you show each other things?
Yeah,
Like,
So the way we did it was I would say, so we did 10,000 words. We wrote the book in 6 weeks, so we did 10,000 words a week, and we would say, okay, I'm going to write on this chapter, and this chapter this week, and Mandy would write on 3 different ones. So then we could swap over, and we would make sure we weren't doubling up on our kind of stories or our info. And when I first sent off my first 3 chapters to Mandy, it was really stressful because she's written 3 books before. She's a really prolific writer. She writes for Mamma Mia. She writes for a heap of, you know, magazines and online things, and very prolific, and I don't do any of that. And she was also really nervous because she's sitting there going, oh, my God, imagine if Ellen's a really shit writer and we've signed a fucking book deal and I'm going to have to kind of edit her and
grammar.
it's going to be weird. And
Correct this
anyway,
grammar,
she was really relieved that she loved, you know, what I did, and I was really relieved that she loved it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a good experience, you know, and it was a different experience to be going, okay, I have to sit down today and I have to write. And sometimes I'd go, okay, I don't want to write that chapter. I want to write something else. So, you know, I can see how people go, I'm going to rent a cottage for 6 months and I'm just going to write. It would be a beautiful thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you need discipline though still.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 10,000 words in a week.
Yeah, well, we had to knock it out.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was a good process. And then going through, you know, the publisher and kind of fighting over what photo was going to go on the front, because if you go with a publisher, they have a lot of control. If you self-publish, you can make it look how you want to look. But anyway.
Great.
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
Yeah, it feels really
It's
good.
like a legacy.
It was one of our kind of things. We set goals with our business, with the Women Like Us business, and that was one. Next year, our goal is, so that was this year. Next year is we're going to go to the UK and tour over there, and hopefully sell out shows over there as well. That's our goal.
Well,
Who knows?
Who's going to book the venues and
Who
that?
knows? I've got some people
You've
over
got
there who will
oh,
do it.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I urge anyone listening to this to go back to the very first episode that just Ellen and I did.
Yeah.
In the Traders Way, Currumbin.
Yeah.
Up in the creepy office upstairs. where you revealed exactly how you met Mandy. I think it's really sweet.
Yeah.
And to think you're telling me right now about books and international travel, and I don't even want to say it now because I want people to actually discover it.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. Can you understand how cool that is?
It's super cool. And you know what I really love about it? That women, especially in the media and in the arts and in entertainment, are often pipped against each other. You know, you look at a shitty show like The Voice, the women are always bitching at each other. You know, the female judges. It's kind of in our psyche.
Yeah.
And here you've got 2 women who are seriously holding each other up and applauding each other's, you know, successes and helping each other be successful. Mandy is the most generous person I have ever met in comedy. She didn't have to, you know, say, hey, let's join up. She already had a pretty phenomenal career herself, but it's benefited her as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a really great thing, I think, for women to see that we can be business women on our own. We don't need all that shit, and we can do it together. There's room for more than one person on stage. You know, there's often like, well, if she's getting that gig, then I'm not going to get gigs. No, if you're good enough, you're going to get a gig as well. You know.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be competitive. It should be collaborative, not competitive. And
it's hard to find in females. Like,
yeah.
It is.
Yeah. We're our own worst enemies.
We are.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not sure if, because I don't know you. I've only known you for 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's the ones that try, or how can I say this? I have more male friends than female friends for that reason, because I find that males will support me, females will try and drag me down or shut me down, you know? And I've only got maybe less than 2
That's enough.
really good girlfriends.
It must be
keep
more,
them.
But I thought, I'm sure we're all smart enough to realise it must be just like a who we are. Like, but it seems like a common trait for women. That's just by nature, and if it makes sense, you're trying to like find your mate and you know, be who you are. You stand out from the pack, and
girls take things too personally. I think. Oh, I don't know. I'm not one to judge or I'm not qualified to talk about this.
But look, it's cool. And a good thing that we did, and
cool.
I would sort of urge everyone to do this as just, you know, because we all we're our own worst enemy, and our inner monologue is always much worse than what other people think about us. And the first chapters in that is I write what I think of Mandy, how I see Mandy, what I think of her as a person, and she did the same for me. And when I read what she wrote about me, it was the most confronting thing I've ever read. We're very different. We think of ourselves as very different to what other people think we are. Yeah. And honestly, if I could try to be like the person she thinks I am every day, then I'm going to be a good person, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really that person. Oh. But she thinks I am.
Now you're sounding like my friend Kylie. No, you sound like my friend Kylie, because she is... Sorry, Kylie.
read the 2 chapters. You'll probably see yourself in us.
She is a phenomenal girl, but she is the first to put herself down. Yeah. And she's the first to put me up on a pedestal, and I'm thinking, no. You know, like, Yeah, it's weird.
So it's interesting. Well, you should do that with her. Write down exactly what you think of her and give it to her. It's really confronting.
I'll have a read of this.
Yeah.
Probably not straight away, because I've still got 2 assignments due next week.
Ellen Briggs.
Yeah.
You're a champion.
Thank you for having me. It's always so much fun. We won't leave it for so long next time, huh?
Yeah. So thank you so much. I used to be able to shake people's hands. Now it's all different.
Oh.
So I want to thank you for coming in. Make sure everyone goes to the Women Like Us show at Currumbin RSL.
July 5th. It's a Thursday night.
And where do we find all these shows?
You can find them at womenlikeus.com.au. There's a whole list of shows on there. Yeah, it's all the same. It's very easy to read. Little play on words. Women like us, so everybody's like us. We're all the same. And also women like us. Chicks dig us.
Yeah. Do you have any T-shirts? What's your merch?
No, but we should have T-shirts. Our merch is bags and books, because we're kind of old bags, so we have Hessian bags.
I've got one for you.
With the thing that my kid drew, a picture of us on there. It's really cool.
How about this? Yeah. You sell a bloke shirt that says "Women Like Me." That the ladies will go, that's a bit funny. I'll buy that for him.
Ah.
Hey?
That's not a bad one.
No?
Something to think about.
Oh, the crowd went wild.
Yeah.
Why do you not let us think about what you just said?
Get on board.
We're not like you, where we can just like automatically respond to something. Anyway.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
This podcast is brought to you by Koala with the Chill Out Drink. Sit back, relax.
And
go to the Currumbin RSL and see Women Like Us. We want to congratulate CACTUS DILL-DOS tonight and Tokyo Beef.
Yeah.
And thanks, Ellen, for joining the fun. And thank you to Aaron Brunner Media, Mattg Photography, and Troy Star.
Yeah.
Over and
he was here,
out. Your turn.
That was fun.
I think...
Have sex if you don't want to make a baby.
G'day, viewers. This podcast is brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill-out drink.
Sit back, relax, and...
G'day, Mattg.
Good evening, Drew.
G'day, Aaron Brunner.
G'day, folks.
Episode 207 with Ellen Briggs tonight. It's a beautiful Monday night in the Gold Coast. It's a bit cold.
Oh, I'm actually comfortable. You
Yeah.
didn't introduce me.
I'm your host, Drew Kruck, and my co-host... Well, there's another thing we need to talk about. I keep saying, you know what we're going to say? Tonight's a great show. And, have some sort of regular format like that. This is still the intro, by the way. My beautiful co-host, Rika Waters.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Rika.
Over to you, Azar.
What for?
Oh, okay. Ellen. Oh, over to you, Ellen. Oh, that's a nice one. Over to you, Ellen. No.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
what we
talk
just
about
did.
sex,
this is-
baby.
The intro to this show didn't actually record before Ellen, so we're doing it right now after the show. And we actually had our first, I reckon our first big team meeting?
Yeah, board
It was.
meeting. It was a board meeting.
Proper
Board
board
meeting.
meeting.
Yeah.
And I feel better for it. So here we are, all four of us, straight after our first powwow, sitting solidly in front of some real wood-smoked Saveloys.
Saveloys. They're actually quite good, but do you think, because they've been sitting there for 3 hours.
Yeah, we need a
do you
microwave
think
up here.
I'll get, like,
I've got a spare
gut
microwave
problem?
at home. Do you think I should?
eh?
Microwave up here.
So I'm
Well-
eating 3-hour-old Saveloys. I hope I don't get sick.
Tonight's a great episode with comedian Ellen Briggs, her third visit to the show, and she's a super sweetheart to me. And
Oh, she
we speak about
is.
everything from her 85 gigs with the Women Like Us comedy show with Mandy Nolan, her champion husband Alex Briggs, 25 years international travel with Valentino Rossi and other working for the Yamaha. See, here, sorry, Ellen, if you're hearing this, I'm bringing it up at the front of the show. I promised I wouldn't, because you're the star of this show.
She was gorgeous.
And now I'm going to leave it up to my trusty co-hosts here
Aw.
to introduce Ellen. Hey, go.
What did you think of it? I thought she was really down to earth, really gorgeous.
She was dead lovely.
Wasn't she?
I thought she was
Yeah, I like that. Dead lovely. Yeah.
Dead lovely.
Dead lovely.
Talk about the Battle of Bands too.
Okay, we have to do.
Second
I love
round.
him. I love Drew Kruck. Like, in spite of his creepiness, I love him to pieces. But anyway, so Battle of the Bands. Yeah, so Ellen Briggs, judges. Battle of the Bands, even though we only had 2 bands to judge tonight. What did you think of him?
They're okay. Yeah, all right.
No.
But it was a punky session.
It was a punky session, wasn't it? I enjoyed it. What did you think?
It's 100% you guys. I want to see you have a go. Come on.
Oh.
Well, let me tell you, this is what sort of goes in my mind. Is just like, and when I hear like gaps in it, I actually get like,
You get anxious
Orgasm.
with gaps.
yeah, like it's like I think I know,
You have
but
silence anxiety.
I do. Yeah.
You can't just edit the gaps out.
No. Hey, me sitting on the couch, editing this out. Hi. You just gone to bed 15 minutes later again, making you even more tired for you to not.
I know what you're saying though, like because from a listener's point of view, like gaps kind of that's probably when people start to drop out. Yeah, so I can that's a legit anxiety problem.
It's the number one in all things. Keep it going. Keep learning. You know, Aaron from the big
Monster
Speedway
Trucks.
and all the show. Commentary is a constant.
That's
Is-
it.
Keep it blasting. Yeah.
No show, no one knows what's going on. Then they just start piling out the gate.
All right. Where are you headed to
Yeah.
soon? You're going to Gympie.
Yeah, Gimpy this weekend.
So what can we do to overcome? Oh, okay, so that goes back to our board meeting, doesn't it? If we just all understand what page we're on.
Are we having a public board
Altogether.
meeting now?
We are.
No,
Okay.
but what can we do to stop?
I'm
the...
not getting slagged so much in this one. It's pretty good.
Oh, stop it! Anyway, this podcast is brought to you by...
Real wood-smoked Saveloys.
They were quite good. I like them.
We're also brought to you by Lost Palms Brewery, Miami, Gold Coast.
Yeah, they're growing on me too. What do you think of the beers?
Mattg Photography, the greatest low-light photography in the world.
What do you think of the beers?
Aaron Brunner Media.
That's me.
He
Show
said
production,
not to ask him. He hasn't been
popcorn,
drinking them.
and fairy floss. Did I say Aaron and I go into biz? He's already got a popcorn and fairy floss business. He really does. What's it called?
Pop and Floss.
Pop and Floss. Get on Instagram and Facebook. He's on there. Probably just Facebook.
What, do you go to like school fates and that?
Fates, events, everything.
Yep.
Oh, what
Get
colour?
Get on board. I'm
What
buying
colour
a...
fairy? Do you do the what's it called? Not Neapolitan. Is it Neapolitan?
Different colours? Do you do
Yeah,
different
like the
colours,
three
bro?
different
Yeah.
colours.
There's like 6 or 7 different colours.
You're
But-
spilling
but
me
do
out
you-
right now, Aaron.
But do you put them in the same packet? Like, do you put
Yeah, you
different
can.
colours
Yeah.
in the same packet?
Yeah.
What's the most selling colour?
Pink and blue.
Girls and boys, see?
Oh, so what other colours do you have then?
There's green, there's blue. I mean,
So you have all the rainbow colours. So
Yeah.
you've got pink, blue, yellow, orange. Do you have orange?
No, not orange. Pretty much.
Green?
Yeah, there's a green.
Do you
Purple?
judge? Do you judge the
You'd have
people?
purple.
Yeah. There's like 6 different colours, but then there's also flavours as well. So
Can you
there
do
could be-
white?
Really?
fairy floss?
There's flavoured fairy floss now.
Yeah.
What kind of world are we
Isn't
living
it all
in,
sugar
guys?
flavoured?
Yeah, but then there's another flavouring colour as well.
Midori.
Oh,
That would be
oh,
good.
I see. So it's like different ice blocks.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a white fairy floss?
You can do.
No one has ever sold white fairy floss.
Well, this fairy floss is 100% sugar.
Why don't you make white fairy floss with sparkles in it?
That's a bit racist, I reckon. I don't know why.
Well, we can't make black fairy floss.
Why
can we?
not?
Why not?
Why not, white man?
That's so racist.
Because then it'll be taste like burnt sugar. Because that'll be black.
Oh,
But isn't there like colour, like black food colouring that you can put in?
No, I
Yeah,
don't
we
think there
could
is, eh?
Probably.
It looks... Oh, no way.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't want black
Nah.
fairy floss.
You
We're
can-
talking about
oh,
kids.
No, you could have black and white and take it to the MCG and all Collingwood fans would buy it. I swear to God.
Okay.
They would.
What's wrong, Matt? Nothing. He's packing up his gear. He's just walking out.
He's
Hey,
sending it
this
into
is our
retirement.
intro. So, no, I'm going to buy a couple of slushy machines. You guys want to get in on it?
Yeah.
We make no money from this show. Thank you, Patreon. Seriously, I've got my caravan. You know my caravan? I'm going to make $1,000 slushy machine?
Yeah.
That's horrible, the thought of
Oh,
buying a
can I
$1,000
do-
slushy machine, for Christ's sake, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can I
but
come with you?
You can sell them.
in your
Can I?
bikinis.
I
Yeah.
don't wear bikinis.
Well,
No
you will be
bikinis,
soon.
just some fairy floss. Yeah,
Oh, that'd be a cool photo shoot.
wouldn't it? Dude, write that
Black
down.
and white? Can we do black and white?
We can do whatever colour you want.
What,
yeah.
okay, what guy? What would you? Okay, Matt. What's an English favourite at the carnivals back home? You know,
It's fairy floss, but what do we call it? We call it candy floss.
Candy.
candy
And
floss.
it's pretty much, or at least it was last time I had it. It was always pink. Always.
And
baby
you
pink.
call ice blocks ice lollies too. don't
Oh, is that
you?
what an ice block is?
Yeah.
I was thinking of like a box, a block that was like 3 foot long and 2 foot wide.
Yeah, that's yeah, right.
Yes, it's a lolly.
Ice lolly.
They call them ice lollies.
A nice
Wow.
lolly. Yeah. And a lolly is a specific kind of thing. It's not just any sweet. Like you call them lollies over here to mean sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a lolly is a specific type of
Like
sweet.
a hard-boiled lolly.
Yeah, on a stick. Otherwise, it's not a lolly.
Like a chopper chop. Because we just call them chopper.
Well, hey, okay.
Lollipops.
Why do I know?
Lollipops, yeah.
Look how far she is away from the mic. These are the stresses. Seriously, am I wrong?
No.
Is it bad though?
No.
These are the little triggers that go off.
Let's dance. Let's dance.
What would you guys do?
Put on your red shoes and
A
dance.
bungee.
Oh
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just tie a rope around her neck.
I just have
and
to
pull
sit
it closer.
still. I would say because I do
Closer
have a
to
bit
her
of
neck.
ADHD going on myself. I think so. I'll just sit still. But
I can
it's-
see some fear in your eyes. Like
No.
I've started myself again, haven't I?
No, you know what? No, you know what? I think today it was really awkward for me because I felt like I didn't know which way to turn with you and Ellen talking. Yeah, we have to just get the V thing happening as soon as we can.
Well, I don't even mind if I'm... Hello, Google.
Hello, Google.
I don't even... Yeah.
I think if once you get the V thing going...
I just need to be looking at you, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think... Yeah.
Anyway, it's probably been 5 minutes for this intro. I appreciate it. You know what would have been a great intro?
What?
If we recorded the board meeting before.
No.
Wouldn't it?
No, because that's our thing. That's us trying to make this
Yeah,
show
but the
a better
reality
show.
TV geek in me. Yeah?
No.
All right, no. Thank you, guys. If you're listening to this, please tune into Patreon. I really mean it. If anything comes out of this, is that the guys sitting beside me can get $1. $1. Just
$1.
one thing.
$1.
$1, $2, $5, $10, everybody.
$1, please.
Go to patreon.com and put your money in there. Also, buy the Women Like Us book and see all their shows.
She's an amazing woman. She was so, like, down to earth, funny, lovely. Now I'm actually curious about who Mandy Nolan's all about, too.
Well, guess what?
What?
She's here.
Oh,
Over to you,
Ellen!
Yeah!